Hello, and welcome to Charisma Check. Happy Thursday. I refuse to allow myself to do another show without audio, so I just realized I was muted. But that was a good rehearsal. Most of the crew is here today. We had some pretty inclement weather here in the T-Dot, so it was, we had some people struggling with traffic, but most of the crew is here. And of course, Chyna is going to be joining us after the break, or rather in about an hour when she finishes work too, depending on if the traffic gives her trouble also. Ranquess we're missing tonight because he's in the second week of his run of Kiss Me Kate. Break legs Ranquess, break legs Brandon. We're all going to go out and support him tomorrow and go see his show. So if you're just joining us, we'll do a quick recap for you before we head into episode 4 of Charisma Check Season 1. Now, over the last couple of sessions, the players have made their way and found sanctuary in Elventree, the elven city in the trees. There were a number of emotional, nearly tear-filled reunions, some new allegiances made, and ultimately they managed to concoct what looks to be a fairly reasonable plan to infiltrate the walled, fortified city of Hillsfar. And the reason they're doing that is because 3 high-value Shadovar or Shade Loyalist targets have been taken prisoner, and they are the custodians of some critical information that pertain to Ranquess' investigation as to why and how the floating city of Thultanthar crashed into Myth Draenor some time ago. So, in the last session, our adventurers had managed to secure the allegiance of the Harper organization, as well as the Circle of Nine in Elventree, and their various networks and talents and abilities. And they hatched a plan, correct me if I'm wrong guys, but if, as best I can remember, they had a couple of avenues to enter the city of Hillsfar. It's, like I said, very heavily fortified. There's only one gate. There's no other entrance really known. Furthermore, it's heavily under the great rule of humanity, which stipulates that non-humans are not welcome in the city. And given that we have but one human, 3 elven-born, and 1 gnome in our party, it's going to be a bit of a challenge for them to get in. But that's what makes it fun. So we're looking at the front gate as a means of entrance, if they were able to find some way to get through there by some means of subterfuge. We have some new friends from their allegiance with the Circle of Nine scouting some information to see if there's a waterborne access. And Garrick, the head of militant strategy in Elventree, is also working to access his contacts to see if there's something that he can do to help benefit this movement towards the incursion in Hillsfar.
And Chyna's hoping to get some Garrick action.
And Chyna is tirelessly working on betting Garrick. And that continues tonight, actually. So Chyna did give me some direction for her character tonight before she shows up, so we have a little bit of play there. And otherwise, we're going to jump right back into the last situation where our characters had made their way back down towards the lawn entry of Elventree, towards the House of the Harp, in order to meet with Garrick and get a second update based on Drin, Garrick, and the twins Tyree and Tiyun. Garrick was going to look into his connections at Ilua's Lighthouse, which is a dock just north of where they are now, and check in to see what they could do about manipulating the water traffic on the Moon Sea, see if there's an option there. Drin, who is an agent of Leerlin, a character from Fine's backstory, and a close now confidant of theirs, is looking into his connections in the rogue network within Hillsfar. He's also a human, so he's got a little bit of flexibility there. And finally, Tyree and Tiyun, the twins, who are also druid shapeshifters, are going to do a little bit of a deeper dive, no pun intended, to see if there is in fact a waterborne entrance to Hillsfar deep below the Moon Sea. And with that, we will bring it back into the city of Elventree and shift the focus to our lovely players for this evening's episode. Very quickly, before we jump in there, we do have a follower count up, guys. We're trying to kind of reach our goal. It's been a little bit buggy, so if you do throw us a follow, thank you very much. You will get a notification on screen, and we'll definitely give you props, but it might not update right away, so I just want to give you a heads up there. And with that, I'll turn it over to our lovely adventurers.
I don't remember where we are.
Well, we're in the House of the Harp, so
all right.
last I recall, I tried to play the magical painting to open up the secret door, but I don't have
Doesn't go so well
the
for
special
you.
spectral
Shut
touch.
down by the ghost bard. Yes. we went
I-
down the stomach-dropping elevator thing.
And I think in the last session, I ate enough pork that I'm good for now.
Yes. Also,
Although,
we've had breakfast.
Well,
Yeah.
the board does
Fairly
run
certain you
freely.
ate bacon
of
and
course.
then ran off into the woods again.
yeah. Well, we didn't go running off into the woods
No,
yet.
no, we did some things.
Yeah. Has our friend Chyna returned? She's with us.
She's with you. She's on a leash. She's on her leash, but she's
And-
muzzled at the moment.
No T's here. We got Leon as well.
Leon is here, yes.
Is he still?
Ready when you are.
How you feeling there, Leon?
As
You were a
well
little-
as can be expected,
You were a
I
little green
suppose.
yesterday.
These types of affairs are not exactly in my bailiwick. It's all very different for me, but I will go where you lead, friends.
All right. So we're here to meet with the Council of Nine
Yes.
and Garrick, waiting for them to come back.
To find out about their reconnaissance.
Okay.
Yes.
That's
So
correct.
so we're in the
We
right
have
spot.
until midday.
So, phew, you're down the chamber. The magical elevator opens up and invites you into the room that you're now familiar with, this workroom / common area. Again, doors opening, closing on either side. Seems to be always an occurrence here. Gnomes and elves running back and forth across your field of vision.
So we're pretty much making our way directly to the council chamber
Yeah.
because we need to meet with Hillrad.
Sure.
Find out about what's happening.
The council
patient.
chamber doors open as you approach, and Hillred stands. This time around the round table with this beautifully, intricately carved harp in the center of this fine wood table. You just see Hillred, you see Garrick to his left. The twins are present, and Drin is at the table as well. Everyone else has been excused for the day. And we are at about noon.
Okay, so
Welcome, friends. I believe we have a little more information for you. Please join us at the side of the table, and we will continue our affairs. Hillred nods for you to take the stools that are open next to him. And as you do, Garrick looks around and says, "Well, I suppose I'll start. I had some luck contacting the custodian at Elwa's lighthouse. He is agreeable, of course. He's a good friend of ours. They have agreed to facilitate cover either from Hillsfar to the lighthouse or vice versa. However, like most of those in our network, they will not do anything short of, or that could otherwise jeopardize their peace with Hillsfar. They cannot offer us any military support, but they have offered to open the channel between here and Hillsfar. It's about, by ship, by galleon, I would say about a day and a half ride. A small, quick vessel can probably make the traverse in a matter of hours. So that's one thing that they can offer you. I also managed to grease the wheels with the dockmaster at Hillsfar. She will be keeping an eye out for you, should you need her. Keep in mind, that area is very close to the walls of the city. I would not recommend traveling there unless absolutely necessary. I've also sent word to my contact within the Vault of Swords. We discussed this last time we met. The Battle Guards of Tempest are the contingent that make their home there. As I said, they have no love for the Red Plumes or the Tower Guard. They too will not raise arms against the city for fear that they may expel themselves from their own stronghold. However, they are your best bet at sanction if you need it inside the Hillsfar wall. Find your way there at some point. It is also very close to the Thayan Enclave. You'll want to be aware of this. Avoid the Red Wizards at all costs. Drin? Yeah. We have some pretty good eyes and ears inside of Hillsfar, and some of my friends there were able to give us a little bit of information. They're also not fans of the hierarchy there, but, you know, they make their bread on keeping off the radar. They were able to tell me a couple of things of interest, though. Firstly, your prisoner friends, they seem to be being moved semi-regularly between the Thayan Enclave and a building that's about 2 blocks from the arena itself. I don't know why. They weren't able to tell us much beyond that, but I do have a slight idea of their path and timing, and of course, I will be accompanying you into Hillsfar. And he gives Garrick a sidelong glance. Garrick just kind of nods and looks at the table begrudgingly. Now I do have some friends in the Rogues Guild who can cause a distraction within the walls if needed, but we have to use that card sparingly. I don't want to put their lives at jeopardy any more than we have to, but it's a good card to have in a pinch. So keep that in mind. In line with the increase in Red Plume activity within the region, the Tower Guard has also dispatched diviners in the street, so they're robed individuals who seem to be carousing, just keeping an eye on things. I don't know what their purpose is, but you can bet it's to uncover any kind of illusions that we might be able to play, or any, we'll say, childhood tricks. They're going to see right through that, so we'll need to be aware of that and keep an eye out for them. Most importantly to us, Faerun, I do think Leerland's operation will provide safe haven once that we're inside the house, inside the walls. I think that should be our first location, or our first destination. Once we're in there, we can plan, we can get our thoughts together, but we have to make our way there safely and quietly. I can guide us there. The entrance will be facilitated by the proprietor at the Diamond in the Dung. He's always kept an eye out for us, and he's more or less the gatekeeper. You'll see what I mean when we get there. And last but not least, my best intel suggests the prisoners are going to be executed at noon in 3 days' time. It's not bright news, but at least it gives us a timeline to work with. So we have an idea of how much time we're working with here. They're scheduled to be publicly executed at noon in the center arena. And if they keep to custom, then the prisoners will be moved to a proxy holding area inside the arena the morning of the execution. We want to keep a close eye on the day. But there's nothing to confirm that at the moment. That's just what I know about these types of, events and entertainment that happen in the Hillsfar arena. And that's what I got until we're inside. Godspeed us all.
Any update from the twins?
Tiyun begins to sign furiously, and Tyree says, Yes, Tiyun, we know. Well, it seems that your intuition is correct. About mid-morning, before there was any real ship traffic around the cliffside of Hillsfar, Tiyun and I took a bit of a deeper look. No pun intended. But we do have our ways, and we got pretty far below the surface. About 60 feet down on the northeast side of the cliff, there does seem to be some kind of an ejection from deep below the city. It's covered by a pretty big grate. It's about 15 by 15 feet. It's old, it's rusty. We couldn't get beyond that, and we dare not travel much further, but for us it was about 60 feet below. I wish I had better information, but it may come into play. Hopefully it helps. Beyond that, the increased activity from the Red Plumes in the region has continued. They've got a number of street sweepers who are working just outside the walls. We weren't able to get inside the walls, obviously, but they seem to have stepped up a variety of personnel that they are deploying to keep an eye out, presumably for you guys.
Did the increased security, do they seem to be aware of the grate?
Aware of the
great entrance, that
I
60...
don't think anyone's aware of this thing.
You said it's underwater.
It's underwater, and it's on the cliffside, the northeast side of the city.
Is it swimmable for a person who can't transform into a swimming animal?
Maybe getting down if you were, I guess, physically apt enough. But I don't know what's beyond that gate, so be careful if that's the approach you're taking.
I don't feel like I would.
What do we think?
I feel like that could be too dangerous, but possibly something to keep in mind as a quick exit.
Agreed.
So what's our entry point?
I still feel like the front door might be the best bet.
Well, I'm starting to wonder.
Well, with your ears and my ears, we're gonna have a problem.
Well, I'm sure we can fashion some sort of...
Well, Chyna and Faerun are able to disguise themselves, yes.
Yes. In fact, I've done this several times.
And forgive me, I don't know the answer to this because it's not exactly something I'm adept in, but is there transport of non-humans in and out of Hillsfar insofar as slavery or help?
Fun, you'd have an answer to this. In between during they kind of compare notes. They say that these days there's not much coming and going. Even their smuggling operation is ground to almost a full halt. They do have they do have non-humans who tend the fields outside of Hillsfar and cultivate the crops that feed the city, but they basically carry their goods up to the city wall and then they're taken from there and they're ushered away.
So unless you were very well disguised, we would have to hide you.
Well, any disguise we were to use, I don't think we should use magical disguises because they'd probably be wary of that.
Yes.
So,
we
I mean,
certainly don't
it's-
want them being detected as we come through.
Exactly. So we're
Keep
gonna have
in
to.
mind, they do demand your weapons on peace bond if you're entering through the city gates.
We would have to smuggle the weapons in somehow.
Our
Peace bonding.
specialty, right, brother?
He's bonding my weapons. That would take a while.
Well, yes, we don't have 7 days.
So many weapons.
So many weapons, so little blood
Just
on them.
3. But if we could smuggle the weapons in ahead of time and disguise me, Dren, would you be recognizable?
I come and go as I please. They know me. I'm human. It's my blessing and
Would
my
I get
curse.
more or less questions if I was accompanied by you?
I don't think so. I think the noise from the garrison has died down a little bit. To them, you're just another cleric. You might do something about that symbol of saloon. Due respect to the goddess and all.
Well, that's fine. I have no issues with hiding it. Go to bed. Go to bed. Go.
Especially since they're looking for you.
Yes.
Well, I mean, fashioning a disguise for myself won't be that bad because I don't very much favor my half-elven heritage. What with the beard that I've got, I mean, it would take someone some severe scrutiny of the right ear. I like how we were all
Works as a
trained to
puppy
follow the
remote.
laser pointer.
Sorry.
All of us.
I've discovered that I can guide the dog away from the action with the laser.
Nice.
Sorry, coming back.
Yeah. So we
So,
would
Jen,
need
do you
to.
think we could smuggle our weapons in ahead of time and reclaim them once we're inside the walls?
Within reason, I mean, what are we talking about here? This guy, I don't think we could smuggle an armory in, but maybe a blade or two. Of course, once on the inside, it's easier to replace those weapons.
True.
Well, I mean, I suppose. I mean, if we sneak in like a dagger or two, that'd be fine. I mean, I can leave my other weapons here.
Yeah, I mean, there's utility to those things, but if you go in looking like you're ready for war, you're gonna find it.
Yeah.
Which is my general bearing.
I do not think that will serve us well this time.
I might want
No.
to trim that this time, friend.
Yeah, a little bit. Okay. All right. Joanna, anything to add? Nah, never mind.
Actually, I would like to speak with Garrick for a moment. Yeah, didn't see that one coming. Garrick says, well, we'll leave you to your preparations. You have the half day to begin if you were looking to make this movement at night or under cover of nightfall. You know where to find us if there's anything we can provide. If you need tools,
I'm just trying to ascertain how we get through the front
resources.
gate. I mean, beyond getting disguises and Drin helping us through the front gate.
Fine, make a history check with advantage for Drin's assistance.
Double threes.
Okay.
Yeah, so
You know that you had done this before with Learland's network, and you haven't been gone that long, but for some reason you can't quite, you've got the tools, but you just have to figure out how to put them in place.
right. I don't know, I keep imagining us being smuggled in crates of wares.
Like Trojan horse style.
Pretty much.
Well, we used to use the underbelly for that. Like I said, there's not much smuggling these days. It's pretty much on lockdown. The roots are still there, but
Now hang on, the execution of these prisoners, it's not just an execution, it's part of a celebration, right?
just a public execution. Sounds like a big deal to us, but look, these prisoners,
But there's
Torn Nomerthal views them as his prize. They're like his crown jewel right now. For some reason, he's marching them to and from the Thean Enclave. That I don't know about, but there's a little bit more interest in these guys than there are about your average, petty market thieves. Or
Because maybe instead of us assaulting the arena and trying to break them out on the day of the execution, maybe we learn the route that they're taking from the Thean Enclave to the arena, the building next to the arena, and we intercept them. In an alleyway with like a crazy ambush kind of scenario.
Instead of dropping into the middle of the arena.
Yeah.
Sounds like that might be.
Or alternatively, we enter the
I do
arena
have
as
my limits,
contestants
too.
and I win. Not a likely scenario though.
I mean, you know I'm always available to heal you when you die, but I
think
prefer to keep it at a minimum, honestly.
Really, I thought you were available to let me make all my death saves on my own.
Depends on the day, my cat.
Structure of the arena.
Depends on the
What's
day.
that like?
The arena? Well, fortunately I haven't gotten too close to the floor. I've been in the stands a couple of times, begrudgingly. It's oval shaped. Pretty much standard gladiator style. It's archaic. It's like soapstone, I guess it's made of. The ground is a soft silt. I think they import it from somewhere. It's a dark sand. The only entrances I've ever seen to the arena proper are from the grate, where these either contenders or prisoners, depending on the celebration, as you so aptly put it, is. But I don't know much about the actual structure beyond that. The audience enters through a couple of portals around the circumference, and there's a small tower keep that I assume is probably where this proxy holding is.
Here's a question. You said, I've heard a number of times about an underground system of tunnels, sewers or something. Do any of those exit outside of the walls?
I don't believe directly.
Roll a history check.
16.
Mm-hmm. You recall that the work on the sewers was unfinished, but you only ever used the main level, and to the best of your knowledge, it just entered and exited at different parts of the city. There was no exit that you know of, but you've also never been beyond the main level.
Oh, this is true.
So you've never had reason to go further.
And do we know of anyone who would
Does
have done that? Who would know
Ranquess,
if
do you know?
no tea?
No tea.
Well, he did live in the sewers, right?
Well, that's what I'm asking.
It was a long time ago, but my memory is from my childhood. Maybe something to jog my memory if I was there, but at the moment I don't recall it. I spent most of my life trying to push those memories out.
And Leon would not. Leon, you know anything?
I've never been there, personally. I choose to get out as quickly as possible.
So it really is looking like through the front door is our best option at this point. Unless any of you can breathe underwater.
I unfortunately do not have such skills.
Neither do I.
Not to the best of my knowledge. I've never tried,
Jake
Going
puts his feet
nails.
up on the table and starts to pick his nails with a dagger. Front door it is. It's not news to me, but how are we going to get you guys through?
Well, we're gonna need a fashion a disguise for you.
That
I mean,
is of
a
no
mild disguise for
problem.
me, like a hat to
Just
cover,
something to cover the one ear. You'll
just
be
to
fine.
cover the one ear. I mean,
Ranquess can't go in looking like a shade.
He says, well, Ranquess looks at you and he says, we've done this before. We
We
can
have.
forge some documents. We can create a pretty convincing reason to be there.
I can work on not looking like the cleric they're looking for.
Ranquess' arms begin to cackle with flame. He's like, I don't need weapons.
Nor I.
My weapons are built in.
I can improvise or something. I mean, I can leave these here.
You've all seen what I can do with this mace, so I don't believe it's particularly necessary.
Now, we need an excuse or a reason for our visit to Hillsfar.
Well, no. Okay, so we fashioned a disguise for you, for Ranquess, myself. No big deal. We get rid of your holy symbol. No big deal. Chyna is going to be an issue getting her in.
We can't do the mother-to-daughter thing again. They'll recognize that.
Well, even if she uses magic to shapeshift into looking like a kid, if they have wards against magic, it's not going to work. So we fashion disguises for us, and her we smuggle in.
You are little, Chyna. No offense.
None taken. I'm going back to speaking with Garrick now.
Pretty sure she'd fit in a
Oh, she's not
knapsack
here.
or like a sack.
Just fully just talking to no one.
Okay, so we've got half a day to.
Well, that's plenty of time to fashion disguises for us non-humans. We're busy.
Yeah, that's Chyna.
That was Chyna, just piping in
Peeping in.
remotely. Okay, so we've got half a day to get ready.
All right.
I would say we get general provisions.
Yes.
We're gonna need. Okay, so if our escape route's to get through the sewers, and that's how we're getting out of there, we need to be sure we have the correct provisions for the sewers, which is nothing. You have light, maybe some rope, some pitons, some, the climbing spikes in case we need them, and any vertical ascent. But beyond that, you make your own light. Everyone else can see in the dark.
Yes. I'd like to bring my healing kit, just in case.
Okay.
Also, do we think there's any... I'd prefer to not go through the front door wearing my entire scale mail armor, but I would like to have it with me. Do we think there are odds of me being able to get it through?
You can try.
Of course I can try.
You can try.
If they're peace bonding weapons, walking through the door armored would probably not be...
Oh, I'm certainly not going to wear it through the door.
You mean like smuggling?
But if we're smuggling China, could we also smuggle that?
I'm sure they weigh about the same.
Well, we could perhaps can look at that later.
True.
When we're setting up whatever caravan it is we're traveling in.
How about
Well, maybe they'd have provisions at the Vault of Swords for us anyway.
Possibly. I was just going to suggest maybe something, a delivery of dye products.
Oh.
Yeah, well,
some excuse for why we would have like vats of something that we could smuggle. Necessarily one of them stowing China in.
Well, we do know that they use vats of red dye to dye the Red King's uniforms.
Or even better, we disguise a few of us as humans, and we bring in some non-human prisoners.
I'm a little worried about that only because we would need access to highly classified information, I would think, about where they came from, who they're going to.
Personally...
Well, if the current non-humans are like the prize gem of this Lord What's-His-Nuts, why wouldn't we just present you as a gift to him? No? That might work.
That might work. Who do we offer up?
I'm not offering myself up as a prisoner.
She's made
Plus,
that
I'm quite famous.
Okay,
I'm making them...
so through the front door it is.
Alright.
Drin looks and says, I think smuggling is familiar territory for us. It's not the kind of thing where randoms just bring prisoners into the city.
Okay,
If they do, they'd be handed over just like the
Let's do what we're
merch.
more comfortable with then. And
So,
personally,
smuggling.
I think I do a better job acting about barrels of beetroot than living people.
Okay, so let's do that. And then once we get it into the sewers, then we get out.
Yes.
It's just a matter of how many... And I look over at No T and Leon. How many people are we freed?
Three?
Yeah.
Yeah, 3. 2 of my mentors, Jolin and Arivale. And there's a third. Comb. Oh, right. Sorry, guys. Forgot to mention that. The name of the third prisoner is Comb.
Home.
Like the thing you pass through your hair? Like comb?
Or like
Sounds like it.
Wilkinson.
They're both weird.
They're both weird.
Okay.
Calm.
Somebody save me.
True for sexual.
I would not help prison.
Doing a lightness thing. It's fine. Sorry, babe.
That was a Colm Wilkinson impression. Around the table. Communal Colm Wilkinson impression.
It happens.
I don't know.
Alright. So are we doing a disguise montage? Is what's happening right now?
I think that at this time, yeah, we need a montage.
So you make your way back out to the trade launch, or the trade landing rather, where you're most likely to find these resources. And you petition Garrick to kind of see what they can pull together through the Harpers and their networks as well. They're able to find you a small set of gels and like rubberized material that you might be able to use for prosthetics.
Yes.
They have easily have access to wares that they can equip for you for a wagon. They say our best bet is you could bring some wine, bring some spirits from Elventree. That's a pretty regular export that we have. And as you go through the trade landing, you're checking out the merchants. You do find some provisions, rope, climbing kit, fairly easily enough. Let's say altogether it's about 20 gold worth of provisions and some rations to make sure that you have food.
Yeah.
I'll deduct it from the treasury.
deduct it from the treasury. And
Wait a minute. For the water approach, aren't there magics that can make us breathe water?
If there are, I don't know any of them, unfortunately.
Is Misha still in town?
presumably, yeah.
Like a potion of underwater breathing?
If there's such a thing. I mean, yeah. So I'm
It certainly wouldn't hurt to ask.
Well, I'm gonna go track down Misha and
Sure.
find out if that's a thing.
Okay. Before too long, you find Misha's cart with relative ease, and she greets you warmly as you approach. I knew you couldn't stay away for long.
I never can, Misha.
What brings you back to me?
I was curious if you happen to be familiar with some type of substance or potion that would enable people to breathe underwater.
Breathe underwater. Let me look. Let me just check my log. I haven't had cause for that in some time. But I suppose if I do... Actually, do you have your DMG?
I do not,
Boo.
but I'm sure there's such a thing. I'm sure.
Yes.
I'm sure. I could
certain
Google.
there is.
Yes, the sage Google. Almost there.
Such a mysterious being. Google.
Yeah.
It knows everything. It's incredible.
Wait a second here.
Multi-spirited.
As I consult my EDMG.
I like the EDM.
EDM.
Oh, gee! Yeah.
EDMG.
I'm a bard today.
Potion of water breathing. Boom. Here we go.
Everyone's a bard on Thursday. You got a potion of water breathing there?
I found it through the Roll20 SRD.
Negative.
Negative.
A cloudy green fluid smells of the sea and has a jellyfish-like bubble floating in it.
Potion of water.
Bubble tea.
That's good. Uncommon. Alright.
It's like the thing in Harry Potter.
Because if we
They get
could,
the bubble over their face.
yeah,
Let me see.
But yes, if we could go down there, that would solve a lot of a problem.
Oh, actually, come to think of it, I did stock some. I have but a few.
how many's a few, Misha?
3 exactly, it seems.
3.
Helpful.
There's
I'm not there.
When do you need them?
there's 7 of us that need entry, which means we need 7
I
of
actually have the ingredients prepared. I could probably put some more together.
We're operating under a very strict deadline. We'd need them by sundown.
It won't take me more than an hour.
So, Misha,
I
let's...
can rush the job, but as you know, rushed work comes with a pretty hefty price. She bats her eyes at you.
I'm really not here.
I mean... So, like, out of character, we have like a 93 goal. Like, between,
Do you
like,
have
all...
anything pretty?
I gave her all the pretty things before.
Oh, for the love of God, Misha.
Yeah, I have
If
nothing.
I have 65,
I mean, I don't really have anything left to offer Misha, really. Besides my body, which...
I don't think.
Trust me,
Kettle will
darling,
pay
we
otherwise.
don't have enough time.
Okay, maybe the Council of 9 could fund it. So hold that thought. I'll be back. I gotta go talk to my friend
Look,
Hillrad.
I could use the stock anyway. Come see me in an hour.
Excellent. So I leave Misha and head back over to the Council of 9 at the House of the Harp.
See me soon.
Oh, I will, Misha. I will. Okay, so we head back over to the House of the Harp.
Okay.
And I would like to have a conversation with the Council of 9, mainly Hillrad, because he seemed like the guy who had the money.
How go the preparations, champions?
We were thinking that as a last dish effort to maybe have access to potions that would enable us to breathe underwater, so we can get to that grate. And I'm wondering if you'd be able to help fund that.
Make a persuasion check for me with advantage. 'Cause they did say they
All
would
about
offer you any
charisma, so it's all
resources that
good.
you need.
That is persuasion, which would make that a 21.
I don't think we would have too much trouble justifying those. They are reasonable expenses. We did offer you our support. It is the least I think we could do at this point. You are mounting most of the risk. We do have some in the coffers, and now that Chyna is a full-fledged agent, I'd be prepared to loosen up approximately 300 gold. Will that see you through?
It'll do. I'll make it work.
Marcus, see these people through with what's left in our petty cash. They're going to need it more than we will here. And a little human male, little about teenage boy runs off into another door. We'll be back momentarily. I'll return to my studies, but let me know if there's anything else that I can provide.
I think at this point, gold is what we're looking for.
And you shall have it.
All right.
Moments later, this boy comes out with a small satchel, hands it to you.
Heavy.
Runs off about his
It's like
business.
a heavy little satchel of
300
gold.
gold.
Right? 300 gold.
It's
That's
almost
like,
half a pound.
okay, so I'm taking that satchel of gold, leaving the House of the Harp, the elevator up, out the way, go back over to Misha, and I'm like, Misha,
Yes,
You're in
dear.
luck.
You can't stay away.
I
She
can't,
has to pinch
I
her
can't.
cheek a little bit.
you're in luck. I managed to talk to some of our benefactors and secure a small stipend that we can offer to you for those potions.
Lovely. This has been good to me here in Elventree.
So I take out the satchel, and I just put the satchel on the counter.
Any idea how much is in there?
I would estimate approximately, I don't know, around 250, 300 gold. I didn't count it. You're more than welcome to.
And you require 6 potions.
Yes.
That should cover the expenses, no problem. Thank you.
Any little extra in there for us?
For you?
7 potions.
Absolutely. I can always spare a little extra for you, and she leans in to whisper in your ear. And she smacks you on the ass. Take your potions and get out of here. Come back in about another half hour, and the stew will be ready for your other 3. We won't see you drown.
I
this week.
liked it. Listen, I liked it. I liked it a lot. Yeah, it's good.
I'm quite talented. Good morning.
If only time permitting, Misha.
I'll be here till the end of the 10-day.
I'll find
You
you.
will too. So you take
Okay.
your three
No, no, no,
potions.
no.
So you have 3 water breathing potions, and you can come back and collect another 3 in about a half an hour.
4. We need 7 total.
7 total.
7 total.
4 for the party. 5 for the party. Oh,
5 for the
8.
party.
And
No, 5 for the
Leon
party.
and Drin.
We're not bringing Leon.
Oh, alright. Forget you, Leon.
We're not bringing Leon. Leon is more than useless. He can stay here.
What can I say then? He's like, I'm right here.
Nothing personal, Leon. It's just I don't think you could handle yourself in a fight.
You know, I do feel like my intelligence is better used here. Maybe I can hold down this as a liaison point. That's a
Always
good
good to
idea.
have another
Good
one.
good thinking. So
The 5 of
the
us.
5 for the party
And the 3
plus
3 prisoners. We're free.
no, we don't. No, the water breathing isn't to get out; it's to get in.
Oh, very well. Really?
Yeah, we go in by the water. We rip the grate open, and then we go in that way.
And we.
Sorry, I thought we were like front door.
Dickens out.
Front dooring it.
Forget the front door. Chyna's not going to get through the front door, and she's not going to happily, quietly sit in a sack for us.
She can be difficult that way.
And
And if it's
furthermore,
the slightest chance
I think that the larger risk beyond Chyna walking through the front door is Ranquess.
Roll a persuasion check.
No, that's not a good roll.
on us.
That is a 5.
Yeah, Chyna's not really amenable to being smart with him.
And beyond her being a risk, Ranquess would be a larger risk, as if we're walking past lots of red plumes, we don't know if he's going to go thermonuclear or not.
Well, I was going to say he's not exactly the most subtle of fellows. No offense, Ranquess. Wherever you.
And
None taken.
and
It's true.
and some of the guards might recognize him as they did capture him and take him.
It's
And we
true.
don't know if we killed all of those guys.
Very well.
I
I'll
have-
stop building these disguises. I'll put them away.
But certainly.
Save the prosthetics for later.
2.5 hours of work. That's alright.
You've basically built a small wardrobe
So-
workshop. Though.
So my
You're
plan
not
is
doing-
we go to the cliffs.
You never
We
know.
use the climbing equipment, get down the cliffs, get into the water. We all drink our potions of water breathing, head down 60 feet to the open grate thing.
And swimming.
Yeah,
yeah,
and
well-
then I would use my unbelievable strength to tear it open, and then we go in.
I could beat you in an arm wrestle. No, I don't think that's too.
Not after I drink one of these potions, you know.
Which potions? Alright then.
Ooh, intrigue. Alright.
Let's roll off.
Alright then.
Arm
We've
wrestle.
had a slight.
Well, you want to arm wrestle now, you'll win. After I drink the potion, I'll tear your arm off.
Matching uses of my own time.
Goodness.
I'm certain.
Very well, so how are we getting through the grate then?
We'll tear it off. There's no way a rusty old grate standing up to my strength. No way.
You have a lot of faith in this string.
I do.
Very well. This is on you.
I will trust you.
So that's our revised plan, which we're going to present to the
underwater
Council of Nine.
You have. Well, they're not waiting for you anymore. It's
Okay,
all
so
on you.
it's on us.
You're good,
On us.
yeah.
Okay,
Well,
so
then
They've
is,
given me
matter
the
of our
options that
weapons
they can
and
do to support.
mail.
so do we have?
We just need to
Is
put
Drin
them
with us?
watertight.
Yeah, always here.
Yes.
Okay.
Container.
All right, Drin, what do you
Four
think?
packs are. I think.
Yeah.
Work on waterproofing
Well, I mean,
your pack.
Either entry is risky. I guess this is less visible, so that can't be a bad thing.
Well,
I'm not
this
a very good
way, this entryway.
Fair
If we
enough.
use this method, we're not going to be best friends with about 50 archers.
It's true.
It's also true.
And it is also helpful to get through to the gates without them having seen us already.
It's
Yeah.
least likely that anybody knows about this ejection at all, according to Tyrion and Tiyun.
Okay, so let's do it. Let's go.
Alright?
I just have to go back to Misha real quick, secure the remaining 4 potions, and then we're on the road.
So
Well,
we're
and
not
I'm
looking to
going
get
to-
out via water, right? Then let me talk to the twins and see what they can do to expedite our trip there. They did say that they could help with that.
Yeah,
Fine, shall we go waterproof our packs?
I agree.
Wrap up your business. Let's say we'll meet back here in about an hour.
Alright,
Sounds like enough
Works.
time.
do that.
Tamasin? You hear a meek female voice over the shoulder as you turn around and see Constance Goodroot. Almost teary-eyed,
Constance!
running up to you, and she throws her arms around you. Oh my goodness, you guys! I'm so happy to see you here.
I'm so happy to see that you're here and well.
I've been here for some time. I spent most of my time at the Temple of Meliki now. I arrived about 5 days ago. I've only heard that you were in the area just today.
We're so happy to see you. What happened at the farm after we left? Do I know that?
Well, we heard some rumors.
Yes.
It's an awful story, unfortunately. They took everything.
Everything? It was all in your care.
Yes, but I was maintaining our networks in the outlying areas in Hillsfar, and when I returned, it seemed like mercenaries had burned and razed everything to the ground. The only thing that was left were the bodies of our laborers and the empty husk of our burned property. I lost it all. Elventree took me in, though. I guess it was a bit of a less blow after losing my parents. But Maliki's taught me a new direction now. She's helped heal my soul, and the people of Elventree have just been absolutely wonderful to me. I do mourn the loss of our laborers, but to be
Any
honest with
trace
you, I'm also happy to
of
be
which
away.
mercenary company happened to do it, or whom is responsible?
As best I could tell from the investigation, it looked like they were like the other guests that we had. The guests you met that night.
The little
at our
big
estate.
dwarfs.
Oh yes.
And friends
And I
of
give
ours.
Chyna like a dirty look. Dirty look, Chyna.
She's like, what? I had nothing to do with this.
We're gonna talk real soon, Chyna.
I love to talk.
As soon as you get here.
She looks at Chyna, she gives her like a sweet look too, and Chyna gives her a hug. She's like, I'm terribly sorry. Perhaps they were after that drow. They were looking for his bounty, says Chyna.
It's possible.
Uh,
Yeah.
Out of character, the name of the halfling that we freed from the what was her name?
Joyella.
Joyella, thank you.
She was a Zentarum agent.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead, sorry.
Well, I'm just on my way back for a mid-noon session, but I hope to see you again soon. Come visit me in the halls of the Unicorn.
I will, for certain. It's so nice to see you again. I'm glad that you are well.
Likewise. Oh, friends! You are a bright spot to me. And she just kind of waves as she makes her way back up the walk to the halls of the Unicorn.
Okay.
Drin returns shortly after that. After a quick conversation with the twins, he says they've got a small boat that should fit us all, and they said that they can work with their gifts to get us there in a handful of hours. Under cover of night, sounds like probably our best shot.
So we go tonight.
Garrick also said, actually, the trade merchant traffic on the Moonsea that's inbound to the docks gets backed up around late in the day because they take so much time to process these ships coming through, because they are very thorough. That might also, if we have enough body of ships in the water, that might also offer us some additional cover. And the timing would be about right.
Now we
I believe they
could
could be ready by
we
then.
could potentially use our contact at the lighthouse to jam up traffic.
Well, Garrick did say the dockmaster would work with us, but it sounds like we don't need to go that far. It sounds like they have traffic problems of their own, because the dockside at Hillsfar takes so long to process these ships and search everything that comes off board that they have a backlog of a flotilla just waiting to go through later in the day. Clears up overnight, apparently.
That gets us through it. Okay, we have the plan. We have an action. Let's do this.
All right, now or never.
Hang on to your butts.
So on the way out of
Hang on to your butts. Things hurt on charisma check.
okay, so on our way out of town, I'm going to swing by Misha's real quick, pick up the remaining 4 water breathing potions.
Okay.
So I have a total of 7
Has
of
you a
them.
small leather strap with all the vials tied up and gives you a knowing wink as she sends you on her way.
I return the wink.
And yeah, so that was the full 300 that you get, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so-
I'm gonna make you a ship name.
It wasn't my money. Man, take it all.
Merkesh and Misha. Merkesha.
Yeah, ship
your ship name.
Merkesh. Yeah.
Sorry, I got better there. I'll stop.
All right, so let's hit the bricks here. Anyone else need anything before we go?
Believe I'm ready to go.
I've done all I
My
need
pack
to
is packed.
prepare.
Make your final piece.
No T is his weapon, so he's
Hands
fine.
together. My weapons are built in. He flares and extinguishes fire.
Leon?
Touches fire back into it.
Leon, stay out of trouble.
I'll do my best. He kind of, under his breath, it should be easy if I know you, I guess. And he kind of wanders on back towards the house of the
Do I hear him? Do I hear it?
Nah.
Okay.
You don't have time to mess
That
with
was
it.
about to be a little bit of a fight there, Leon.
BAM!
He's dead. You've killed him. Leon has 3.
He does owe you his life.
Okay, so
Alright.
off we go.
You gather the last of your affairs, take stock of your company. It is fine. Ranquess, Merkesh, Tamasin, Chyna, and Durin has joined you now for the journey as well. And as you start to, so you, let's say you wait, you grab a meal at the swaying bow. Emmerich welcomes you in. Don't go on about this business on an empty stomach. I can't have you seeing that. And Garrick will never forgive me if I send you out of here hungry. So enjoy the stew. Take some for the road. Godspeed, champions.
Thank you.
Like I said, we need heroes. So you better come back alive. Don't make me come to Hillsfar after you. That's not going to be pretty for anyone.
Keeping them alive is my job.
Farewell. He takes your last meal, the last of your meal, as you make your way
Foreshadow.
towards the edge of the forest. And by now, the sun is starting to dip below the high, arching, lush treetops of Elventree. You see these homes that are built into the large, dipping boughs start to fade from view as the familiar, thick forest begins to comprise your surroundings now. Forest playlist, go. And as you leave the comfort and the sanctuary of Elventree, you almost feel the warmth left behind you as you enter back into this cold evening forest. Clear sky, it's starting to turn into a dark blue now as the sun becomes replaced with the light of Saloon, as her moon form vaults ever higher into the sky. And you've gone through waterproofing your packs.
Yeah.
As you make your way beyond the borders
Unfortunately,
of
there's only
Elventree.
6 of us. I have 7 potions of water breathing, so that's good.
That's good.
We got an extra,
It's bad.
just in case.
All right, as you make your way beyond the borders of Elven Tree, under cover of night, you're becoming a little bit more aware of your surroundings now. And as such, what's your formation as you're traveling towards Ilua's lighthouse, which is about a 3-hour walk?
We're gonna go, unless we're changing things up, standard formation.
I believe that.
So Merkesh 1, Faerun 2, Chyna 3,
in the middle.
Tamasin 4, and Ranquess taking up the back.
And Drin's probably hanging out near the rear. Or would Drin be?
Yeah, we'll give Drin rear guard. Why not? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Drin, you guard the rear.
Drin says, you know what? Let me take a look ahead. He kind of like melds into the shadows, and he's almost gone before you can answer.
Or he can do
He's a
that.
very talented
which is
human.
Also very helpful.
I taught him that trick.
He has to teach me how to do that. At next level.
When you level up to level 4.
Okay. Your senses now, it's with like no rest at all, like walking a bike, you're back in the forest setting, your senses are tuned, dialed in, and before too long you hear wood snapping and boots approaching your direction, coming up the small pathway that cuts through the forest on your trajectory towards the lighthouse.
Company.
Were we expecting them so soon?
Now it's dark. We don't have any light source, like lit.
Yeah.
We would need a light source for you and Drin to see, though, right? Not Drin so much.
It's dusk right now.
I'm
so,
just following the person
you
ahead of me. I
dim
have
lighting.
nothing but.
Okay. So we hear them coming from ahead of us?
You're walking northward towards the where on the map it says Bell in the Deep.
Mm-hmm.
It's about in between there. Ilua's lighthouse stands tall from there. You can almost start to make out the spinning of the light jolting through the trees every few seconds. You're that close, and this path is kind of intersecting ahead of you about 60 feet across your current path.
Well, my instinct is to
Get
blend
off the
in.
path and go into the woods.
Yeah.
So, hide.
Get down. You hear Drin's voice come from the brushes.
Yeah, we're hiding.
As Drin appears from the brush, he says, and he leans back
I think he wants us to steal second.
Let's make a group stealth check.
At advantage, right?
Nope.
Okay.
No.
12.
8.
20.
12, 20,
8.
Oh, Chyna.
And I'll roll for
Group stealth, only half to succeed.
no T. No T gets a 7.
Okay, alright. As Drin guides you and Fang kind of helps guide you guys into the brush, checking your space, checking your light sources, making sure that you're as hidden as possible, the group manages to successfully conceal yourself in the brush. And after about 60 seconds, very tense quiet go by, and you see red plumes just above the brush as a small contingent of soldiers marches by. They're about 10 feet from you. And as best you can make out now, you see two very well-armored, full face mask, large greatswords strapped to the back, and large red plumes just kind of bouncing in the night air as they go by in the wind and the light breeze that's coming through. And you see 3 other guards that more closely match the guards that you saw at the garrison as they start to make their way by. And Ranquess looks through and he's doing everything he can to try and quell his immediate rage, but
God, he's
he
gonna
knows
surge.
better. He looks around and he looks at you and he's like, for a few seconds, the patrol walks by. Their immediate sound of their boots crushing into the soft soil and the rock begins to fade as they pass you unnoticed. Well done.
Are we expecting more of those?
Patch is clear. Jin says, and he ducks ahead. Before long, you hear as he calls you through.
That's the signal.
You emerge from the brush onto a trail. You cross the trail that they had come through and begin to make your way back into the other side as the thick stand of these old birch and oak trees begins to give way to another clearing. Now you break through the thick of the forest and the dusk opens up. It actually illuminates this beautiful, very quaint setting where you see now a large white painted wooden lighthouse. It's a little bit off kilter. It looks like it's almost pointing out to the sea. And at the top, you see this blistering white light spinning around, shining its spot across the moon sea. It almost becomes the only thing you can see as it circles over and over. And you see a small dock that's attached, a couple of people milling about. A sailboat is moored there, and a small wooden boat sits idle at the dock, loosely moored to the shore.
Do we recognize which one was meant for us?
Yeah, the druid.
Two puffs appear in front of you as the twins Tiyun and Tyree appear.
Hello.
And they look at you and they say, "Your chariot awaits."
Thank you so very much.
Drin claps Tyree on the back. Well done. Well done. This'll do, I think. Shall we?
Alright.
They lead you down to this shallow floating, it's almost like a riverboat made of oak. Bent planks just slowly rocking, teetering in the water as the waves from the moon sea lap the sides of the boat. You take one last look around your companions, steel yourself to the task at hand, and begin to load your belongings onto this boat. There's actually nobody else near the lighthouse. It seems pretty quiet, so it's been cleared of any
Not
labor.
for long. No, sorry.
Chyna arrives. Chyna appears. Welcome, Chyna.
Hello.
Always a pleasure. Having made your peace and left Garrick after conversation, the group has made preparations
Conversation on.
for your. Were you watching the stream?
I was.
Okay, so she knows.
Well, I wasn't. I
Ah,
was
well,
listening.
The beauty of technology, she can listen on the way home in the car, and we don't have to catch her up.
That's right.
That said, however, as you dock the boat, Drin deftly and quietly unties the mooring and pushes away from the dock as you slowly and silently drift along the water. You get about 10 feet up, and you see two marlins start to dive and bolt around your boat, splashing spray. Now the sun is long gone. The dark blue of a dusk sky turns into deep, dark blue of night as stars begin to appear against the backdrop of the night sky. And the waves around the boat begin to roil, and you see these marlins begin to follow suit with you. And now you're catching up. You're starting to match pace with the marlins as the twins guide you in shapeshift form and pick up the weight of the water behind them, pushing, urging the boat forward, ever more steadily towards your target of Hillsfar. And we'll take a quick break there.
I come just in time.
When
to
we
break.
come back,
And we need a bomb.
when we come back, we'll continue the last leg of the journey to Hillsfar, and we'll see how and if our adventurers are going to be able to mount this incursion to the walled fortress, the city-state of Hillsfar. As we zone back into the story at hand, our stalwart adventurers are speeding along with the assistance of two shape-shifting druidic twins,
An elf of the world.
who are helping push and guide this
Chances of a
shallow
like
riverboat, oaken riverboat, along the Moonsea Ride under cover of night.
Jack, I'm flying.
And as you feel the wind whipping your hair and this... Actually, why not? Let's throw some pirate music here. Okay, seriously though. Focus up.
I was gonna play Titanic music.
No, focus up.
All right.
Alright, as the wind whips through your hair, you can feel this unnatural. You grip the sides of the boat as it lurches and bounces as it takes the waves. Very unlike a rowboat, this type should. You grab your satchels just to make sure that they don't fall overboard and hunker down low in the boat. Now you begin to see the cliffside of Hillsfar loom, becoming not just a black shape in the distance, but becoming this monolithic, ominous view that you're familiar with now. These pale beige blanched stone walls vaulting up out of the cliffside as you come around the top. You see flames on the front, torches burning. You're close enough now to see the entry from the southwest gate, but you curve high and safe around the side of that. Now you can see the griffin patrols beginning to circle. A brief pang of panic fills your soul as you realize that they're high enough maybe to see you, but one completes an arc and then turns and goes back over, breaking line of sight beyond the high walls of Hillsfar.
Forgot
Breathe a
about
sigh of
freaking air
relief.
patrols.
I could have cast
As
an
the
illusion.
boat slows down, you see the marlins kind of swirl in front of you, bop up out of the water, and then dive down as the boat careens into this slow, steady gait, leaving you floating adrift on the Moonsea ride, this bright white, soft white starlight glinting off the lapping waves as they crash into the side of the boat now. All else is silent, and you float about 20 to 30 feet away from the cliffside on the northeast face of the walls of Hillsfar.
Oh, I hope everyone's a good swimmer.
No time like the present to find out, isn't
Take
it?
the bag, open up the bag, and start pulling out vials. Here's one for you, one for you, one for you, one for you, no tea, one for myself, and one for drink.
Thanks, buddy.
Well, this tastes good.
The hell do they ever do?
Looks like bubble tea.
I hate bubble tea.
And they smell like the ocean.
I like the ocean.
It's just salty.
So
right.
are the marlins still marlins,
They
or
are.
did they drew it back?
They're gone. They ducked below the surface and they're gone. Now the boat lists and floats free of its own volition.
Okay,
As
so
it
let's.
slowly
Do we know where the
walks over
grate
these
is,
little
actually?
waves.
Well, I would say they directed us about to it, and they said, how many feet down?
60
60?
feet down.
All right. Oh, God, we're going to get the bends. Okay.
And we're not going to anchor or moor the boat. We're just going to let it go.
I think that's wise.
Or should we
Was
like?
there any way to hide it?
We're not coming back to it, correct? We're not coming out this way.
That's not the plan.
With
So
the
we.
casual ebb and flow of the Moonsea, it seems to be just pushing naturally in towards the cliffside.
I say we just let it go.
Yeah.
Okay, so down the hatch. Let's do this.
All right.
And then
All right.
I also reach into my satchel and pull out one of the other potions and pop that and drink that.
It's go time. No time like the present.
Pop it
Drink
down.
pops his cork off,
To all of us.
pounds it,
We're not gonna die with this, are we?
and he sharply
Down the hatch.
dives
All right.
into the water,
We
silently,
literally
like a
just drank.
spear out of sight. You realize for a second, are you wearing your armor?
No.
Okay, that's probably wise.
Don't feel like sinking like a
I
stone.
am wearing mine.
I'm
What are you
literally,
Leather armor.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm literally in a sleeveless
Okay.
top and breeches.
Everybody in? Like a medieval SEAL team, you rip entry into the water. Small splashes leaving you behind.
Not that kind of seal.
Until above in the surface, the water settles into its
Times.
typical black-blue canvas, leaving the boat to float adrift towards the cliffside of Hillsfar.
Now, under the
Beneath
water
the
with our,
surface,
we can see. Okay. We see water. Okay.
it's dark. You realize you're holding your breath until the potion kicks in. You feel the sides. You almost feel slits in your throat,
Ugh,
almost like
I
gills
don't
have
like
formed.
it.
So creepy.
As you see now your compatriots, you look around and small air bubbles drifting away.
Try to play my instrument.
Drin looks at you guys, gives the nod, points downward, and starts to dive.
Down we go.
Okay? As you push further and further, it does begin to get darker. The potions, unfortunately, do not give you what you would need to see in oceanic depths of this sort.
Can I cast light underwater? Do I have voice? I don't
We'll say for purposes of this, I think it might only be somatic, actually.
I can't remember.
It's a race to the light spell.
It
3 players,
is
guys, and
verbal and material.
Yeah. I need to have a thing and I need to say it.
Well, the
So you
material,
So
the
can't.
material is replaced by your arcane focus.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
your.
You
holy
cannot,
symbol.
Can't do it.
cannot cast.
You didn't bring any kind of symbol or holy.
Oh, I've got
something?
my symbol with me, but I can't speak.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I don't know what you're saying.
Can our dark vision detect? I mean, if the seals saw it, there must be some way
As your
to-
dark vision kicks in, it turns into this
Hold my-
your typical like black
Send
and
you a
white
message and say,
sort of
"Hold my hand."
overview.
Just hang on to China.
But you're so deep now, you're starting to feel the pressure of the water as your ears it begins to build up in your ears. Pop, pop, and now you're seeing, we'll say, lightly obscured.
Okay.
But you follow the cliffside down. You're around in the area where the twins said that they had found this ejection. Roll an investigation check for me, please.
Investigation.
Anyone?
That would be. That's a 9.
Okay. And you can't seem to locate it. You see Merkesh go over to the cliff, feeling around the cliff walls. It's somewhere in this area.
So can we all search?
Go ahead and make an investigation check.
All of us?
I wish I could speak to let you guys know.
And you realize that the time is ticking on your
14.
potions.
20.
Okay.
Not natural, but...
And just as you're starting to fear that you might not be able to find this entrance before the potion gives way and fills your lungs with the salty water of the Moonsea, Tamasin suddenly starts flailing in the water.
Took us that long. I'm gonna be looking for
You
an
rolled a
hour.
natural 20?
No, it was an 18.
Okay.
Plus.
Still, despite not being able to see, she seems to manage to point in a direction where it looks like the outcropping, the natural formation of the rock, stops. And then continues about 15 feet afterwards, so it looks like a divot in the side of the rock. As she guides you over, you push your way through, the water becoming difficult to push behind now as you can breathe, but not necessarily swim terribly well. But eventually your hand finds a cold, jagged iron of this grate, encompassing this entire circumference of what seems to be this ancient ejection from civilization built long before Hillsfar was ever given rise.
Okay,
Dream,
so
Dream pushes aside, grabs the great gate, and looks to you. Just kind of looking around.
okay, so I'm
Get
gonna swim.
advantage on-
I'm gonna swim towards the grate and grab the grate, and then I'm gonna brace my feet against the side,
Sure.
and then I'm going to wrench this thing open with my superhuman strength.
Okay, so you popped a
A potion of strength.
strength, and
Yeah.
it was what did I tell you it was?
You told me earthen strength. You said 20.
20?
Yeah.
Okay. Which is a
Plus 5.
plus 5?
Yeah.
Alright, you see Merkesh those of you who can see Tamasin, presumably you're holding on to somebody or you're just staying close, you
I'm
can
close.
see shapes. From your vantage, they're just shapes, like fluid shapes, but you know they're your crew. Merkesh plants his hands with this iron-tight grip around a couple of rungs from the grate, plants his foot on the bottom. You see kicking soil off that floats to the bottom, off into the darkness and out of sight as he pulls. And you see his muscles, they're bigger than you ever remember. And this vein begins to show in his neck as he pulls with all
Chyna's
of his
suddenly
might.
very attractive.
Somehow fueled by this elixir that he acquired from Misha. And roll me an athletics check, please.
Don't be a natural one. That plus 5 would make a 17. 16.
And
Science.
it struggles against whatever ancient bolts or ancient engineering is holding it to the side of this cliff face and whatever it's mounted on, but you can't seem to make it move.
Can I get someone to give me a hand? Is
Sure.
anyone else willing to put their arms on it so they can give me an advantage when I try again?
Yeah.
So can I?
Toss them up.
So if someone does it with help, can I attempt it again?
About another 10 minutes go by, you take another good look, call Fian over. Fian matches your movements on the other side as you both
You don't have to
get an
roll.
iron-tight grip around this grate. The water now filling your gills,
God
but
damn it.
still being able to convert it into oxygen that you so desperately need to survive underwater, but you feel like it's lighter. The oxygen you're taking in through these gills is not as rich as it was before as the potion begins to wane. Go ahead and Merkesh roll with advantage.
That's a natural 20.
Okay. This time, you get a good
That's
grip.
what's supposed to happen first.
Fine loosened it for you.
We're all drowned.
With Fine's assistance, now both of you, and again, this tensile, the sinew of your muscles beginning to shred and pop, and you guys just, even underwater, you hear this. As the grate begins to give way, two steel bolts drop again into the darkness of the Moonsea below as you manage to pull this archaic, rusted wrought iron grate free of its moorings, just enough to fit through, but not fall off of its moorings.
But there's enough room for us to now.
There's enough room now for you to make your way through this grate and into what lies beyond.
Okay, so using my dark vision, I assess which ones look like Drin, who can't see, and like Tamasin, who can't
He was
see.
next to you holding the grate.
And I guide them in.
I'm
Okay.
holding
And then
her hand.
I guide you in, I guide Ranquess in, and him,
Okay.
and I go last into the tunnel.
You form almost a daisy chain as you begin to enter through this grate. And as you do, it becomes even darker still. There is absolutely no light whatsoever.
Just swimming in the
Tamasin
balls.
and Drin, now guided only by the trust and this handhold that they have on this daisy chain of companions that you've created. And you push forward into the darkness. Those of you with dark vision Now even your dark vision is only showing you shapes, and what you see is this rough circular tunnel that's carved out into the natural cliffside of the city. Every now and then you brush something brushes by your face, seaweed, plants. The ground is filled with loose rock and soil underhand as you almost crawl your way up, and you go for about another 30 feet. As time goes by, you've now almost pushed the limits of the 1 hour that these water-breathing potions gave you. As you begin to push forward, and now your movement technically is reduced. It's difficult terrain. You push another 40. The channel that you're in now, this makeshift tunnel, dips downward, almost like a U curve, like a pipe would be in our modern-day sinks, let's say. And as you reach the apex of the bottom, it vaults straight up. Still a water-filled chamber, and your potions begin to dwindle.
Go. Gotta move. Up. Go.
Going.
You all begin to struggle and push against the water, thrusting. Your face becoming hot now as the last of your oxygen becomes absorbed and used by your body. And you're rushing until finally, like bobbers in the water, you all break the surface. Now it's still pitch black in here. You feel around that's about a 15 by 15 foot circumference, and all you can feel is loose dirt still on the walls. But now you hear the heavy breathing of one another as it echoes around this chamber.
Did everybody make it?
Oh,
I am here.
Drin's here.
Yes.
And Tamasin. All right. Ranquess.
Ranquess?
Yeah, I'm here.
Jesus, Ranquess. I don't know who that is, but I always make that reference. Jesus, my
No
old
tea.
gardener.
No tea.
No tea.
You can speak now.
Yes.
So can you make light happen now?
Oh yes. Let's do that. Excuse me, have to get my thingy. It's under my shirt. Now I cast light. Bagoosh.
with a blaze of saloon's light. Bagoosh just bathes now. You see wet, slick soil, and it cascades upwards about another 20 feet, and then off into darkness. You can't make out much more beyond that, but now everything is very well lit. For a second, it takes your dark vision. Your dark vision takes a minute to adjust, revealing to you the surrounding this black water, just dark with the absolute absence of light and the loose soil falling into it around you as you look up above.
So,
How are we getting up there? Or out of here?
Walls.
I have
So the walls are slick. There's nothing for us to climb onto. It's a good thing I had the foresight to buy all that stuff, like the rope and the pitons and the grappling hook that I forgot to mention that I totally bought. I didn't say grappling hook though, but we can fashion one.
I have rope.
Yeah.
How
it's
high
got a
to?
reflection.
You said how
It's
far?
about 20 feet.
Okay, so if I mean, in order to get leverage to throw it up there. Actually, no, I've still got a bit of that unhuman strength left. So yeah, I'm gonna tie like a clump of those pitons to the end of the rope.
Yep.
And I'm going to throw it up there.
Okay. Make an athletics check with advantage.
That would be a 17.
Okay. As you create, you begin to tie him fast, and Drin just looks around. Just keep your voice down. You begin to tie these pythons into the rope, and you throw them up. You don't pull them down. You don't catch. Throw it up again. Pull it down, and almost like a makeshift grappling hook, they manage to bite into something on the surface, and the rope becomes taut.
So
I check.
nice throw.
So I signal to Drin.
Drin tests the rope as well, looks at you, nods, begins to brace his foot against the wall, and 80s Batman style
Reverse repelling.
seems to deftly, once he gets his hands around the rope and he feels sure of its setting, he begins to deftly pull, and he's almost like, he's not as much pulling up the rope as his feet are jumping into notches on the rocks, and you see the last part of his cloak disappear over the edge. A second goes by and he turns around. He waits for you to come up.
Right.
Good.
I just climb, no foot on the wall. I just like
Roll an acrobatics check.
acrobatics. Why don't I like? That's 14.
Okay. This fallen hand over hand just pulls his light trim body up the rope and over the
I'm
edge.
tired of being wet, so I'm going.
Okay. Roll athletics or acrobatics, your choice.
Acrobatics. Ooh. 21.
Chyna's up and over.
Yes, I am.
Doing the same.
Whee!
Oh, I'm so not.
That's okay.
That's a 4.
Now, as you
help
try to lift against your own weight, you realize that the fine robes you're wearing are just absolutely soaked, adding unnecessary weight to this that you're
Actually,
not used
in the
to.
sleeveless top, but also
A
just
sleeveless top. And
sleeveless top bridges.
it's pooled
So
in your
you
shoes.
didn't make it. We'll send Ranquess up, and then I will help you.
Sure.
So
I'm
Ranquess,
just weak.
Are you going up and then helping her from above, or are you helping her from below?
I'm going to help her from below, as I'm going to be climbing the rope underneath her and
Okay.
supporting her. I'm going to send Ranquess up first,
Okay.
and he is going to do athletics, I guess. Let's do. They're both +1. Okay, so Ranquess is going to go, and he gets a 13.
Okay. Makes it up. Roll with advantage because of the climbing gear.
No, that's
Yeah, he
that's
makes
not
it.
me. That's
You'll
Ranquess.
make it anyway, yeah.
Okay, so then I'm going to help you from underneath, so I need to climb myself.
Boost.
Okay, so I rolled a natural 1.
roll with advantage because you have the climbing gear.
Oh, yes.
Merkesh
thank
and
you.
Tamasin just flared.
Okay, that's better. That's better. And I'm going to use athletics. Wait, is my potion still in effect, or have my muscles
It
like...
is.
Okay, so I'm going to go with athletics, and it's an 18.
18. I believe it was an hour, was it not?
Yeah. Which means it's if the water...
Oh, you
breathing
popped
down-
it about the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just running out.
Okay.
But either of those rolls will get you up there anyway. with
Less
advantage.
versus strength.
So you're up there, and now you're helping Tamasin behind you.
Sorry?
You're helping Tamasin behind you.
Yeah.
Okay. As he reaches a hand down, go ahead and roll acrobatics or athletics, your choice, with advantage.
Those are both terrible. That is still a 4. Still a 4.
She just can't even get
Tamasin's
high
a
enough to reach
slippery,
us, and
slippery
her
weakling.
hands slip down the rope, and the rope now begins to fray.
I'm not used to swimming. I'm tired.
Okay.
Got very little grip
You
strength.
could try to pull her up.
Yeah,
Brute
so
force.
I'm going to try and pull her up very briefly after I take a quick look at what Ranquess can do.
Just soggy
With
whip.
assistance, because I will.
Oh, wait, no. Ranquest's spells are just blowing things up. Okay, no, he doesn't have that kind of magic.
No, we don't.
No, I do, but I don't.
Can you maybe play us a little tune here? Give us a little inspiration?
Oh, I can inspire you? Yes, of course!
Climb, climb, climb
Fine
up the
appears
rope.
definitely at your side as well, and
We're gonna pull her up.
you're playing inspiration.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm going to pull her up.
You come from a land.
Okay, so I'm going to pull her up. Are you helping me pull her up?
Yeah.
Roll
So-
with advantage, and you have an inspiration.
Advantage and the bardic inspiration.
At your,
Okay,
at your
so
disposal.
11 plus the athletics, which is +0, plus my bardic inspiration, which is a D6.
D6, yeah.
Did you roll with advantage?
I did.
11 with advantage.
You
Okay, go
guys
for
are
it.
running on the floor.
And that's a 3, making a total of 14.
Just enough as the rope begins to fray. Tamasin, you just wrap it around and cross your fingers, praying to Saloon, holding the rope close against your forehead
Good die,
as
good
you
die.
begin to rise up out of the water. Your arm
Here
scrapes
you
a
come.
little bit against the loose soil as it
Whoa.
falls into the depths below. But
Yes.
but eventually it brings you up to the lip, just as the rope against the side begins to carve into itself. It's now becoming quite frayed, but you manage, with the help of your friends, to get over the top.
Wait.
And the last remaining party member crests the
Nice of you to join us.
Thanks.
the top of.
So I'm gonna grab the makeshift grapple hook thing,
Mhm.
and I'm going to tear that off of whatever it's moored to,
Mhm.
and say we're done with this, and drop it down.
Okay. 20 feet below. And disappears below the surface of the water.
Burn bridges.
Can we push this back?
Just push it.
Yep, towards this way.
Wait, hold on.
Yep, there you go. And let's put everybody here.
Whoa.
Now, as you almost
Less
hand over
armor
hand,
than that.
Drin is still kind of urging caution.
Really just an
I hit it a bit.
Drin disappears into the darkness ahead of you, out of sight completely.
We need a Drin.
Oh yes, I'm sorry.
You know what? Drin's gonna look. I don't have a guy that would work for Drin.
Do you have a
I have Vadakar.
No, I got one. I got a Drin.
Vatican.
I mean, the problem is with the other group is there's no humans. So it could be an orc, it could be a dragonborn, it could be a drow, it could be a
could be
tiefling,
female.
it could be an elf,
Let's do Drin some justice. Let's try and.
or it can be Steph, the halfling with the wolf.
Actually, okay, let's do. Here's our Drin for now.
Although it is.
Thank you.
Put it past me. I'm.
Drin's on the
Much
board.
closer.
Drin has entered the fray. All right, so
Drin's in front.
Drin goes on up ahead and out of sight. Now that we found one, you can see him. Now take him off the board. You can just leave him there, but leave him there. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Be nice to Drin. Don't put him there because that's what's gonna move. Put him there.
Yeah, we're good. Okay.
Does not follow direction. All right. Good stuff. I did that. I asked for that. Okay, so now as you begin to make yourself up this grade, over the edge, it turns into about a 45-degree grade with wet, loose soil now. And all you hear is this dead silence, but further off you can hear the water dripping and scuffling. And every now and then you hear a low
Monster.
Blades. That's what it means. Blades. Get ready to fight. You don't have any armor on.
No, I do not.
Okay, so you should probably stay in the back next to No T.
Sounds good.
I think you and me should go up ahead. And, you know, I guess we can try and get our friend Chyna to try and stay out of trouble. Just stay out of trouble.
I can do things for you. If you want me to, but or not, I'll just whatever.
Well,
fine,
my
I'll
name's
just-
not Garrick, so I don't know how much you're going to be doing.
Nothing ever gonna be.
Nothing now.
Okay, so we're gonna
Yeah.
we're gonna leave the three in the back. Fine, and I are gonna start proceeding towards where your buddy went.
Yes, I don't know where he went.
He went
Well,
that
probably
way.
I need
just
to
scouting
trade
ahead.
pencils with you, so.
But this
Thank you, please. Here, thank you.
The eraser's better on you.
Red.
What, baby?
No, it's alright. Thank you. So I'm good.
I came prepared, yo.
The purple one matches my stuff. Chyna likes things to match.
Get over it.
Okay, so can you rearrange us since you're much closer to
Yes.
the things?
All right. Merkesh. Boop. Fine.
Love the new minis, by the way.
This
Aren't they
guy.
lovely?
Thank you.
Super armed.
Yeah, those are
Tamasin.
great. New character minis. All
We
right.
do.
Oh, yes.
As you, all right. So this is your marching order then.
Yeah.
And Drin has gone out of sight. So as you make your way a little bit further, now you feel your toe just reaches the edge of the soft soil. It's well lit now, right? Your
Yes.
thing of
I'm
saloon
still
is still
glowing.
going. All right. So you're even though Tamasin is sandwiched in the middle, the proverbial healer sandwich, her illuminated emblem of saloon gives you enough glow and sight to push this back maybe 3 blocks this way, and this one back just about 1 block.
It's all you red here.
All right, and you now see glinting of light off something moving, and it appears to be a body of water of some sort inside this cavern, as it seems to glisten and glimmer.
Do I
You're
know what
echoing through.
creature's making that sound?
What's that?
Do I know what creature that's making that sound?
Roll a nature check.
Nature 15.
As best you can tell, it's not like anything you've heard before, unless it sounds like a frog.
Yeah, okay.
But it seems to be echoing.
Like the same frog? Or like a call and
It
answer?
seems to be coming from a multitude of directions.
Feeling particularly uncomfortable going in there.
Ah, great, it's a bacon tree. Okay.
Did you say bacon tree?
That is
Sorry, I
good.
meant to say hambush. We
Bacon tree. I mean,
Wow.
bush.
sorry, I've been saying that bacon tree joke for like almost 30 years. So I figured everyone. My
I
bad.
know.
No, but now I do. And I
I'll tell the joke later. It'll all make sense.
Yeah, I agree.
Although I ruined it by giving the punchline.
So what do you do?
We're gonna proceed towards
Yeah.
this body of water.
Just
Oops,
scouts.
let me get sorry.
And
sorry, stream. Let me show you what we're talking about here with our fancy dancy
Yeah.
battle map. Okay. All right, so we've got a chain created here. Over here, you see this body of water starting, and it seems to end in a small cliffside here. And over here, all you can make out is like smooth stone or some kind of solid structure.
So we're moving?
Yeah.
So you make your way.
Let's advance another 10
So
feet.
yeah. So see,
Yeah.
can I assess how deep where'd Drin go? Can I see where Drin went?
You cannot see Drin at all.
Okay.
This is water?
Yes.
Yeah. So
Appears to be.
I'm going to wade into the water and start heading towards that stone structure we see.
Okay.
This
As you
here?
stop there.
Okay.
As soon as your foot steps into the water, a burst of spray exudes from the water, spraying you in this darkness as two bulbous heads appear, and everybody roll initiative.
Oh, okay.
For the love of God.
Oh, yay! Yay, initiative. I like rolling initiative.
Can you put these on the board just in front of Merkesh for me, please? As these two frog-like beings emerge aggressively from the water, spears in hand, and they go to take a jab at you, Merkesh. Alright, let's do...
I'm really happy with my initiative.
20 to 25.
23.
23, Merkesh.
Ooh.
15 to 19.
1 sec. That would be... Nope, sorry. Gotta go back to the character sheet. You said 15? Yeah, 15 is Ranquess. No T.
No T. That's 15?
15.
So I'll go with you here. Drin,
That is an awesome miniature.
The
Yeah,
leaping frog?
that's
The
amazing.
leaping bullywug?
like the mid-action frog.
Yeah. And he looks so derp.
No
it's
T
amazing.
roll, Dave. 15.
15.
Oh, I was a 16.
Okay.
Oh,
Tam's a
Yeah, I
16.
was 16, yeah.
And Chyna?
9.
You're in good company, I mean.
Oh.
And is that everybody? One,
No.
2, 3.
6.
Fine.
Oh.
6.
Ooh. Oh.
And you got Drin on the tracker, of course.
Yep. All right. As these two beings take you by surprise, one jabs forward with its spear for a 18.
18 hits. I knew I should have worn plate mail and had a shield.
As its spear sinks into your left thigh for 5 damage.
Okay. Ow.
And it follows up with a gnashing bite for 17.
17 also hits.
And deals 2 damage as its teeth claw you. It's still dark. You're just getting your senses about you. The other one lunges forward with a spear for 13.
13 misses.
And its teeth now come snapping through the dark, but it can't quite find a mark on you with a 5.
No.
As you just hear that of clamping jaws up ahead as Merkesh is now dodging something that's emerged from the water, and that is a surprise round. But before, just as you steel yourself ready to face these new combatants, you see a dark figure emerge from behind them.
Sneak attack. Here we go. I really liking this Drin guy. I really gotta hang out with him
Is it
some more.
Garrick?
No.
We left Garrick.
As
in
you see flashing steel, one over the head of the one to your left, and the other one that comes, another gashes in deep into the side, sending a small spray of blood towards you as Drin emerges from the darkness behind this bullywug that just assaulted you, and hits him for... which is this guy right here.
Yes.
You see Drin show his first dagger flies over the top of this bullywug, distracts him momentarily, and then you see his arm come around his face, and with his other dagger he just ja until the body of the bullywug sinks below the water, and he looks at you with a nod. And that brings us in a regular initiative.
He's out then?
He's out. Starts with Merkesh.
I've been waiting.
So Drin is here then?
Yes.
Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is unleash hell all over this thing.
Okay.
So the weapons I currently have drawn are my rapier and my short sword.
Okay.
So first thing I'm going to do is stab right through it with my rapier.
Okay.
And that is an 11 to hit. Really dice?
11 does not hit.
Really dice. Penalty box.
I didn't
That was
know
your
my dice.
rapier as it glints off the rough makeshift shield of this frog-like creature.
And then we're gonna sweep with the short sword, backhanded. We're gonna slash kind of, and that is a natural 1.
Short sword comes around wide as this creature just ducks back into the water and then emerges once again, and that brings us to his turn actually.
Because we all rolled. Oh, he rolled.
turns around to Drin.
Yeah.
And swings with his spear, but Drin deftly ducks below it and comes up underneath its arm as it lunges forward with a bite attack and connects.
Can I roll tonight?
No.
Just manages to cut a small tear from the cloth of Drin's shoulder flashing. And that brings us to Tamasin.
I'm going to cast Spiritual Weapon,
Ooh.
Okay.
which creates a floating spectral weapon in whatever melee weapon in whatever form I choose. In this case, it would be invaluable.
One guy.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll whack him.
Alright.
Do anything else with it.
Do it.
We'll whack him.
Alright.
And I'm gonna whack him with it. It has 60 range, and
Okay.
I'm going to theoretically whack him.
So the spiritual weapon you cast is it an action though?
It's an action. I think I can just send
I
it.
think you have to
As a
summon it.
bonus, the send is a bonus action. Yeah. As a bonus action on your turn, you can move the weapon up to 20 feet and repeat the attack against a creature within 5 feet of
And
it.
repeat the attack. So how does your first attack work?
Let's see. When you cast the spell, you make a melee spell attack against a creature within 5 feet of the weapon, so I'd have to move up.
Okay, if that's what we want to do.
Which I will do.
Sure.
Well, you can cast it within 60 feet. So as long as
I can, yes.
the creature's
But the
within
creature
5
has to be within 5 feet.
Yeah, so you
Now-
don't have to necessarily be within 5 feet of the creature.
You can make this
So you're
melee
casting
spell
the weapon
attack.
over
Oh, yeah,
there.
you're
the
right.
weapon has to be
I
within
have
Oh,
5 feet.
yeah, you can make it appear near him.
Boom.
And
Stay
attack.
back there.
Yep.
So I'm going to make it appear next to Mr. Pollywog.
Okay.
And theoretically smack him with it, but we're going to see what happens when I roll this dice. Because we know how this goes when I try to
Alrighty.
smack things.
And you can push this back a little bit, fine, if you don't mind. Say back to about here. We'll just reveal this area right
And
here.
it's a 12.
As Saloon's light is now filling the space that's a 12.
Yeah.
Your spiritual weapon arcs forward in a streak of light, but it dashes against the wall as this bullywug now. His eyes going wider than they were previously.
It's still up though. I can keep it up for a minute.
Oh, that's like 6 rounds.
Yeah, it just floats and
Yeah.
hovers, wheeling back
Yeah.
towards its target.
And you don't have to concentrate on the
And-
weapon.
Nope.
Can you put these 3 for me, and I'll show you where?
Yeah.
These are frogmen, just like the former 2, and these 3 other figures burst forward from the water. 1, 2, 3.
1,
Yeah.
2.
And that brings us to Ranquess as these other shapes emerge now. Water splashing. It's still a little bit dark, even though Saloon's light is flooding this area with illumination. You can see your immediate combat area, but beyond that, it turns into a wall, a curtain of darkness beyond that reach. Ranquess.
Okay, so Ranquess is gonna move up. Is there? Can I get next to Fine?
That's not him. Is it?
Yeah,
No,
that's
Rank.
Ranquess.
Oh,
That's
that's
Ranquess,
Rank.
yeah.
I'm thinking, sorry.
Okay.
Yes, you can.
I'm gonna get up next to them. Do I have line of sight to see more than one guy?
You can see all 4 of those on the board right now.
Okay. So I'm going to expend one of my sorcery points
Okay.
to twin cast
Okay.
Witch Bolt. Twin cast magic missile. Twin cast magic missile.
I don't know what that means, but it sounds cool.
It means instead of like one spell going off, 2 spells go off.
Okay.
So we're gonna twin cast magic missile, which deals a whole bunch of damage. I'm going to aim at the 2 closest to Tamasin, like Tamasin who's sitting on the couch.
Oh,
That
So
one.
those
So you have to target 1 creature with each, right?
Well,
Yeah.
so you create 3 glowing darts of magical force. Each hits a creature of my choice. I'm twin casting it, so I'm basically casting it twice.
Yeah, but twin cast is when you cast a spell that targets only 1 creature and doesn't have a range of
Like I said, I'm twin casting Witch Bolt.
Oh, okay, good enough. So we're doing Witch Bolt. Okay. Probably a good call.
So the witch bolts are going to be aiming at the two furthest on the left and right.
And which bolt is level 1?
Witch bolt is level 1 spell, yes.
Okay.
So that's 1 sorcery point.
Yeah.
And I need to make ranged spell attacks against the one closest to Meg.
Yeah, magic missiles ineligible just for future reference. So
Okay.
scorching ray.
The initial witch bolt is a 7. Oh, wait, no. My spell attack modifier is better than that.
Gotta hit me first.
Plus 5. So 10 with the first one.
Okay.
And the second witch bolt goes to the other one, and that is a 24.
So 10 on one and a 24 on the other?
Yeah.
And who are we hitting? This guy?
The first one was the one right that Meg has her hand on. The
This
second one was that one.
And this one?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. A 10 and a 24. As Ranquess pulls his hands into his chest, he coalesces this purplish light and launches a javelin of purpley crackling light through the dark air, slamming into the chest of that green guy, that green frog man. And that was 11.
Yeah.
As it pushes him back into the water, it sizzles, but he emerges back up again. The other one next to him, as the witch bolt is spinning through the air, it splits off suddenly and arcs towards the other one, felling him instantly in a just a pile of blazing purple black goo as it spreads and floats over the water.
Sorry, the numbers that I gave you weren't damage. They were attack
Oh, those were
rolls.
attack rolls. I was gonna say
Yeah.
24 damage. Okay. All right. So hold that thought. Do over.
Retcon.
You hit them. You hit them both.
I hit them both?
Yeah. Now do some damage.
Okay, so the first one takes 10 points of damage, and the second one takes 7 points of damage. 10 and 7. Sorry,
10,
Yes.
7.
correct.
10 and 7. Okay.
Correct.
So still 10. That's cool.
And I sustain the energy.
Wait. So you rolled a 10 and a 24?
Yes.
To hit.
I'm sorry. Your first one missed. Sorry, that confused me. Your first one missed.
Okay, so then I only do 1 damage, which is 10 points of damage.
Right. To
To the one.
This guy.
No, that
No,
one
that's the
missed.
one I missed.
This guy.
Yeah.
Correct.
Middle guy with his little swordie
Yeah,
hanging.
green guy with the sword to the
so
side.
it's
This
10
guy.
damage to him.
10 damage.
Okay, same result. This crackling black
this guy.
purple arc just shoots through the air, floors into him, turning him into a mess of black blood as it floats along
And
the surface.
Ranquess
felling him
sustains the
immediately.
energy. Oh no, it's dead. Okay,
He's dead.
Yeah.
He's dead.
I don't have to. One more force lightning that time.
He's sunk. No force lightning.
Yay! Sorcery points. L2 sorcerer.
Now what?
Okay, good stuff. And that brings us to. Oh. You hear shuffling coming from within, further down the
Brings us to
the
more
catacomb,
things
this
coming
cavern.
at us.
Yes.
As two more begin to push their way through the water and show up, begin to appear. Just
Where?
yeah, just one there and one here.
One here?
Yep. And this guy's gonna push his way through here to Merkesh. This one's going to push his way up to Drin.
Yes.
The first one attacks Merkesh with a bite as he comes up behind you, Merkesh, for a 6.
6 does not hit.
Gnashing at the air, but he follows up with his spear, and that's a 1, and he awkwardly flops into the water, splashing around as you now are quite aware that he's there. The other one comes up behind Drin with a bite and rolls a natural 20.
No, Drin.
6, 7, 8, plus 1 for 8 damage. As you hear Drin, as he turns around to see the teeth of this monster sinking deeper into his shoulder. And he follows up with a spear attack, which is a 19, for another 2 damage. So that's 8, 10.
Drin's getting wrecked.
As Drin limps, kind of taken aback by 2 new assailants that he wasn't expecting. And that brings us to Drin as he wheels back around to the one that just attacked him.
Alright, did a surprise attack.
16. And
You're
lurches
dead.
forward with,
I?
whips out a short sword now and lurches forward with it. 16, 3, damage. L2. The number on this guy, is that 2? Does L2?
Actually have to move, like, let's say if I want to.
No,
Attack.
it's like a 1.
It's a 1? Okay.
Yeah, it's a 1.
Alright, thank
Yeah,
you.
you could. So
I'm
how?
just planning my
Yeah. So how it works with the bonus action offhand
And
attack
just
is you have to
wheels
use
around
the
with
main
his
hand.
dagger,
Right.
cuts
So
a
you-
deep gash into the
it
throat of
enables
this
the
thing.
bonus
You hear
attack of the bonus.
you hear it turn into a gurgling as it falls backwards into the water. Felled.
But yeah.
This one's dead. And with his, he comes to your aid, Merkesh, with his dagger, lunges, lurches forward, and hits him for 4. And he gets sneak attack because you're nearby. That's 4, 8, 9, 10. For 10 damage.
Like I said, I
It
gotta hang out
sinks
with this guy.
deep into the side of this this other frog-like being, just as he removes the blade, spilling almost like an oil slick of blood into the water as this creature reels, stumbles, but pulls itself back to its feet. Following that, this guy moves up
Children, no.
and surrounds Merkesh. Actually, he's going to push right in here.
Blurp.
Sets his gaze on Merkesh, opens his jaws wide, and clamps down with a 12.
12 does not hit.
Catching nothing but air. His spear follows for 18.
18 does hit.
As his spear lunges from the water upwards, driving just skimming your side. It's nothing but a flesh wound for 2 damage. And that brings us to Chyna.
Well, I was going to cast magic, but I don't think I want to waste my nice good spells on these little froggies. So I'm going to move forward. I'm going to come through and be like, I'm coming! And I'm going to attack this little guy, like the same
You're in the
line.
water. You guys who are in the water, you're about waist deep now. Okay.
So, wait,
For you,
I'm
for you,
waist
you're
deep?
just about chest deep.
Okay.
You're waist deep.
Gonna stab him with my rapier.
Your rapier?
I
Okay.
am. Dumpty dumpty dum.
This
That's
new
a-
guy that just joined?
It's a 14.
Okay. 14 misses, unfortunately.
What?
As
On
he-
this guy? The
As he
little one?
bats, yeah, as he bats your rapier aside with his shield. Clink!
Hmm.
Falling with a dagger?
I
Are
don't
you using a bonus action for something else?
have a, I thought I don't have dual wielding.
Okay. Everyone can use 2
Okay.
weapons. So no, just for the table, everyone can use 2 weapons. The difference is if you don't have 2 weapon fighting, you don't get your damage modifier on your second
Right.
weapon.
Alright, well then I will attack him with a dagger.
Okay, go ahead, make an attack.
Nope.
Okay. Chyna, in a flurry of blades and steel, just creates this blender-like effect in midair to no avail. And that brings us to this guy, who I'm calling Yoda. Moves up behind Drin. He's going to take advantage of the fact that Drin is distracted and rolls another natural 20. As his bite comes down hard.
I feel bad for Drin, but at the same time, I'm so happy he's here.
Because everyone's
Maximum
eating him.
damage for 9.
Damn.
Still hurts Drin though.
For the record, if you get
As
down,
Drin
I'm still
says,
healing.
"Ah, God!" shrugs him off, but wheels around as this bullywug comes up with his spear and also connects. Drin looking very rough right now. Looking very hard as he looks back to you and says, a little help here, we've got more company in the decks.
It's okay.
And he
Superhero
begins to
time.
turn around and face this guy and try to back away, but he doesn't actually move. And that brings us to Faerun.
Hero
That's on
time.
deck.
Right, yeah.
Hero time.
So I'm on solid ground right now, yes? Could I jump over the fray and land in behind?
Like over all of this?
Yeah. I'm elvish.
Make an acrobatics check.
Alright.
Please don't land on my head.
Oh, that's 15.
15.
Yeah.
Alright, you successfully managed to plant your new cherry oak wood staff into the ground, and it feels light and amazing, and you just heft your body over these 2 combatants, and you land behind this one. Gracefully in the water, but now you're up to just about mid-rift.
Yes.
As you wheel this thing back in attack formation, and this staff feels incredible. Your next attack you make with the staff and everyone thereafter will be with +1. It has a +1 craftsmanship bonus. So this is effectively a +1 weapon for you now, the first time you've used it.
Awesome. Very well. So I will strike that one with my unarmed kick on that one. Yeah. 15. So that's a 20.
Okay, that's a hit. As a mahogany red comes whistling through the darkness and the illumination from Saloon's glow.
Does the +1 also apply to damage?
It's +1 attack and damage.
Perfect. So that is 6 points.
Crack into the side of its head, sending it reeling, but it still stands.
Unarmed strike.
Okay.
Or yep. For 19.
Yeah, that's a hit.
And that does 5 points.
You follow up with an unarmed strike. Poof,
Sorry,
into the
two separate. Quarterstaff
targets?
and then
Okay,
just a little flourish.
Sure. Okay. As you crack against the head of this bullywug and reach out with your left fist and just smash the other one in the face for 5 damage. It was right.
Correct.
Okay. Okay.
Nicely done, sir.
Dazing him as his eyes begin to almost shake in his head, and that brings us to Merkesh.
Okay, so the one that just got hit with the quarterstaff
Yep.
is the one on my left. The one in front of me is the one you just kicked, right?
The
quarterstaff
bullywug.
hit that one there. Kick that one.
Okay, so the one that he kicked, I'm gonna stab with my rapier,
This one here.
Yeah.
Okay.
and that is a terrible roll. That's a 7.
Shelf those dice. That's a miss.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna switch die
Your
again,
rapier
Just
finds
like
air in
sucking
the mid.
the
and the short sword is also going to go with that same one,
Short sword follows up.
and that is a 9.
Let's just
Also a miss. Merkesh having difficulty finding a target in these
Little
closed quarters. Movement, Merkesh, are you good?
Yeah.
I'm good.
Okay. He wheels around and answers your attack with one of his own, and it's a bite for 14.
14 hits.
That's a hit for 2 damage. And his spear falls as he moves back. He raises his spear high above his head and jabs it downwards at you for 16.
16 also hits.
You want to borrow my dice?
Nope.
For 4 damage. As the spear bites into you just beyond your leather armor, and that brings us to Tamasin.
Alright, I'm gonna take my floating weapony thing.
Okay.
Which I think is floating over here somewhere.
You move your spiritual weapon.
To hit this guy.
Yeah, okay. Following up on the
to
target
hit
that
this guy.
Merkesh is squaring off.
Because we all
Go
know how
ahead
this
and
is
roll.
going today.
And you get your spellcasting modifier on your attack, right?
On damage.
On damage? Okay.
Yeah, I don't think it's on both.
Okay.
Yeah.
Should check into it.
Yeah, I'm still not hitting it.
What'd you
'cause
roll?
That would be a 12.
A 12 is a miss. Is this arcane? What is your spiritual weapon? Describe
It's a
it.
mace.
It's a mace?
Yeah.
This glowing mace seems to weave through the darkness, but it's still trying to find an opportunity as Merkesh and this bullywug square off, trading blows. And that brings us to... You have your own attack too, right? Because it's a bonus
Oh, is
attack.
that just bonus?
Yeah.
Oh. I'm gonna Sacred Flame then.
And that's a cantrip, right?
It's a cantrip, yeah.
Yep, you can do it.
It's a dex save. For him.
Yes, dex
Yeah,
save
gets my spell.
for which one? The same one?
No, I'll aim for this one here because it's taking a bunch of damage.
Okay. What's your DC?
13.
13. He rolls a 10 and fails.
Woot!
Roll some damage.
Damage. Gonna roll one. Watch this. Oh, it's 5.
5?
Yeah.
Okay.
Isn't Sacred Flame a D8?
You see this glowing
Nope.
white light of
Oh, it is. It's a D8. That was a D6. Hold
Sorry.
that.
Oh, no.
I mean, I probably still killed it. Now
I'm gonna take your 6 on that.
It was a 5.
It's
Your
5.
5? Okay, I'm gonna
Still
take your
take
5 on that.
You're not gonna before you roll mine.
But keep it in mind for next time. As this glowing white light of Saloon creates this mace and it seems to float behind, the bullywug, distracted with you and distracted with this hovering mace, doesn't see Tamasin weave light with her hands and crack down in this crackling white energy that blisters it, leaving a black
Distracting
scorch
with my
mark
floating thing.
as it just barely manages to stay afloat in the water, and that brings us to Ranquess.
Ranquess leans his head back with a laugh and he's like, "Enough of this!" And flames like shoot up his arms and he summons 3 arcs of scorching rays and fires them at 3 different targets.
Okay. Is it 3 for Scorching Ray?
Scorching Ray, you create 3 rays of fire and hurl them at targets within range. You can hurl them at one or several. Make a ranged spell attack for each ray. On a hit, the target takes 2d6 damage.
Got it.
So that's a natural 20. We'll do that one first.
Okay.
Which is going to be at the green dude on the right. The big lizard man guy.
Okay.
So that's 4d6 damage, right?
Yep.
Okay, so that's 10. And that's 9. That's 19 points of damage with the first Scorching Ray.
Okay. He laughs it off. No, he doesn't. He is disintegrated immediately as this jet of white yellow flame bursts forward, lighting up the water and blasting a hole as it just bursts into a cloud of
The
bloody mist.
second Scorching Ray and third Scorching Ray are also the same. They're both 17s.
Yep.
Which are hits.
Those are hits. Yeah.
Okay, so the guy who's been kicked and stabbed takes 6 points of damage.
And that finishes him off as well. Follows up, another jet, blisters through the darkness, ending him.
And the red dude on the left takes 7 points of damage.
Red dude on the okay, gotcha. Take 7.
Yeah.
Finishing off the trifecta as he bursts into flames, extinguished only by the water
Ranquess.
as he sinks below the surface. Ranquess
Not here killing him.
So only
blows on
Yoda's
his hands
left.
and roll me a d20, please.
And the d20 I rolled is a natural 1.
Okay. Actually, it's a second level spell. I just realized this. Okay. All right, we're good. He's okay.
That's not a surge?
It's no, it's a second level spell. Scorching Ray. Has to be a 1. Yeah, it's like it.
I did roll 1.
Like, no, it has to be a level 1 spell.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like, give me a point blank fireball and end this session immediately.
Only Yoda's left.
All right, that brings us to Drin. Drin uses a bonus action to disengage and fall back behind Tamasin. And he just kind of leans against the wall, breathing heavily, and he looks. He's like, "We gotta end this now." And that brings us to Chyna.
Excellent.
Bring the Bigly.
All right.
Bigly.
I'm going to attack him with my little guy up with my rapier. This time I'm going to
You're up your neck on the wall.
I'm like, I'm going to get you.
And your rapier.
Oh.
That's a miss.
Oh yes. I'm in the water. I'm like, I'm like up to here. I'm like,
It's true. You see this rapier sticking up and waving, and it just kind of harmlessly glances around this bullywug, who's about your height. Actually, he's he's a little bit larger than you, but he's floating effortlessly in the water. Any follow up?
I just take my flute and I blow water in his face with it.
Okay. It looks at you and snarls, and it swings at you for this.
Of course it does. Now I know what I've done.
You angered
That's
me.
18.
Yep. Shit.
As you've now caught its attention, it bites at you for 5 damage, sinking into your shoulder and follows you. You see this spear come through just below the surface of the water, and that's a 17.
Yep. Fuck.
It's 6 damage.
Yep.
For 6 damage as it bites deep into your
And
torso.
Chyna's like, I'm bleeding. I'm bleeding.
Sending you
Look
reeling
at
back
the
and
blood
bringing
in
us
the
to
water.
Fa End.
Nice.
Down to 5. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
I whirl. I swing around to attack this one.
You heard me yell, I'm
Another one there.
bleeding. Not my plane.
Oh my. Alright. So that's 11.
For which?
11 for the
that's your quarterstaff?
Yeah.
Miss.
Oh, and that was an 11.
11.
For my strike.
Miss as your quarterstaff comes over the top, backhand over the top as well, but this bullywug seems like he's a little bit more coherent. He's dodging your blows, and that brings us to Merkesh.
Please hurt him. And now I roll a 20.
Okay, so with the one remaining guy, I'm going to move towards him.
Okay.
I'm going to attack him with my rapier,
Please.
which this time will work. I can't believe I can roll great for Ranquess and they roll crap for me.
This guy right here.
Yes.
Yeah. That is a 13 to hit.
A 13 is a miss. That's your
Jeez.
rapier.
Oh my god.
You're rolling baller for Ranquess.
I use my bonus
Ranquess thanks
action
you. Okay.
to second wind,
All right.
and I regain 8 health.
8 health. Okay.
I don't.
Refreshed by this rejuvenation of your second wind, you steel yourself for the next round of combat, and that brings us to Tamasin.
Kill him.
Well, I'm going to... First I'm going to try and whack it with my weapon because I've got the stupid thing. So I'm going to try. It's happening. I feel it.
Okay. spiritual weapon floats over and arcs behind this one as this bullywug now seems extremely confused.
Oh my Jesus
As
Christ!
the light enters
That's
the
a
area.
fail.
But it just whirls around him as a 1.
It's
For God's
distracted.
sake!
Okay, and for your attack?
And then I'm sacred flaming him.
To no avail, and a sacred flame follows up
I
the
just
old
distract
the old
with it.
distract with glowing weapon, follow up with Saloon's flame, and that is a dexterity check for him, which is a natural 20. So that
He is
negates that's my
A-okay.
third natural 20 tonight. Woo-hoo!
That
Alright,
rogue
and
is
any
still
movement,
alive.
Tamasin, from you?
Huh?
Any movement?
No, I'm gonna sit around. I'm good.
Okay, that takes us to Ranquess.
I'm not wearing any armor, so I'm
Ranquess, having expended a 2nd level spell slot and a 1st level spell slot, decides it's cantrip time, and he's going to lance a firebolt at it.
Firebolt, conjuring a mote from thin air, he lets loose a dart of
18 to
fire
hit.
and hits.
And Firebolt's D10 damage.
Yeah, it's D10.
He does 2 points of damage with Firebolt.
2 points of damage with firebolt. There's no modifier on
Negative.
that? Okay. Alright, two points.
Yeah.
Phew, as it smashes into him, setting the bullywug on its heels, and that brings us to Drin, who looks at you and says, "I've got to sit this one out." And he
Alright.
just kind of
I will help
kneels
you
a little
when
bit.
I can. I promise.
He's going to take his moment to attempt to meld into the shadows, and you see his last words, and then he just disappears into darkness. And that brings us to Chyna.
Yes, he's working.
Gonna try again. I'm really hurting. All right. Natural 20.
Brand new dice,
20.
y'all. All right, steeling yourself against the pain, you make one last effort to assist your comrades.
2d8. 4, 5, 6, 10 damage.
10 damage.
He's dead.
And your rapier jabs deep and through the side of this bullywug. He leans back and he's just barely keeping himself afloat as his lifeblood seeps into the water. But he is not down. But he looks extremely rough.
Can no.
Bonus action?
I'm gonna now
Or not bonus action if you want to follow up with an offhand.
with my dagger.
Okay, dagger comes around.
18.
That's a hit. 18.
Excellent. Yeah, I have +5 on my dagger.
Plus 5 on your dagger?
Yeah.
To attack?
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
Yes.
Alright.
Proficiency
What's your
plus dex,
dexterity?
right?
Yeah.
Oh,
My-
that's 3. Plus dex.
Yeah.
3 dex. Nice. Okay. Alright, that's a hit.
That's
Sweet.
attack
Super
modifiers,
sweet.
So you're offhand.
And
you
that's
dead.
1.
That's a 1. As you see him reel back, his lifeblood pouring into the water, he looks up at you and you just smile, wink, and jab him in the throat with the dagger, ending his life and sending him.
I hit him for 1, and that's what he has left.
That was the cutest kill ever. Ching! Shoo!
Alright,
You
and
got Bigly.
as the sounds of combat
And ow.
As the sounds of combat sink back into the sounds of the sewer surrounding you, or this cavern surrounding you, you now just hear the heavy
Injury
breathing of
report,
Drin
who's
behind you.
hitting?
I have.
I think you
Oh
are.
yeah, me and Drin most likely. I don't know how
Drin
you
and
are.
Chyna.
I think it'd be Drin and Chyna. I'm fine. I used my accent surge. It
Take care of your friend first.
It didn't
so
get
I
me all the way,
can go a
but
little longer if
I'm
needed,
better than
but
most of you guys.
Alright.
This feels bad, man.
I have more HP than you when
Alright,
I'm
hold on.
Yeah. I think
So,
fighters
okay.
are sort of
Good
point
girl.
Yeah.
Do you want to use
The
spell
only
slots, or
class
do I
that's
wanna
heavy, or is the barbarian?
Sorry, I'm going through my healing options.
It's alright, figure it out.
Okay, I'm
Eating
gonna
out
use
in the
my-
water.
I'm gonna use my channel divinity to heal both of them at the same time. So it's 3 times my
Okay.
5 times my cleric level, so it would be 15. And I can divide it evenly. So I guess it's round down. So it's 6 points for both of you.
So Drin got 6.
It's 6 for Drin and 6 for Chyna. Okay.
What'd you cast?
I use preserve life.
That's better.
15 points.
I'm just calling you for 4th level.
Don't use me spell slots. Also, I still have 2 healing potions.
Okay.
Well,
I also
stocked
have
with
one.
healing.
So that's
As
your
well,
your
so-
channel divinity, and
That's
that's
my
once
channel
once per long rest, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Consequently, just for the table, so you guys are aware, we still have 3 healing potions in the kitty.
Yes, and I've got 2.
And
I have one in my person.
Yeah.
We have a
I-
lot
I
of healing
have
potions right now.
We have many. We're good.
Well, that's because I got a friend named Misha. Merkesh, ship it.
Alright, as you feel the dank chill of the sewers now that the adrenaline begins to seep away from you, You feel the dank chill of the sewers begin to settle into your bones, and you're suddenly made aware of what just happened. The thrill of battle leaves, and you're suddenly aware of your existing situation. You're still sitting in this cavern.
Freezing cold.
And it's fairly dark.
But we still got
beyond
that.
where
that's
Saloon's light allows you to see.
the stone.
Cast an illusion of warmth.
Well,
It's just magical.
okay. So option 1,
Yes.
we climb up onto this stone thing and get a look around.
Isn't it cliff?
Yeah. But I said like a 10-foot cliff.
Oh.
Like we could climb 10 feet.
I mean, well, have you met me though?
You can't. I will boost you up.
Thanks, Mick.
Because you can't acrobatic or athletic at all.
No, not
Um,
remotely.
You nearly drowned in the bottom of a well.
Lovely.
Do you know what I should never try and do? Climb or hit things.
Yes. So long as it doesn't involve climbing or hitting things, you're great.
Can we climb it then? Shall we? I don't feel like sitting in this pool of water any longer.
No.
So.
I
can
hate
climb the
being
thing.
wet. I hate being wet. I'm going to head over to that stone structure, 10-foot
Okay.
cliff thing you mentioned, and I'm going to try and climb up.
This one?
No,
the one on the
right
north.
there.
But I think I'll go the other way.
As you make your way over, your dark vision allows you to see a little bit further. It's still lightly obscured, but you can see to your right seems to be a ladder propped up that ascends into some area you can't tell, and the cliff continues around to the north.
Fines come to check.
Fun's
it
coming
out.
this way. Push this guy back 3 blocks, please. Just back this way.
We're trying to hit all of them.
I appreciate your discretion there. As
Yeah.
you see now this ledge, this outcropping, made of the same flooring that you saw over here, but it seems to have collapsed to create this area now, which you can tell looks like it was dropped out. And the water now, you can feel the slope underneath the water plunge into the center, but here you're still at about mid-height, mid-torso.
Sorry, I'm backing out. I'm sick of being in this water, and I
Okay.
barely had space.
sea
of
I don't
storage.
mind so much.
I'm just cold.
I'm much shorter, so.
Can I see fine from where I am? Like, does your light extend? enough
You
for us
can
to
because
see?
Saloon's light is from
Still
Tamasin
low.
is illuminating this area, kind of in between. So Saloon's light will give you a radiance of about this area, and then you can see beyond here. Fine can see beyond here, and you can see each other in between.
Okay.
I have solid dryish ground on this side.
There's a ladder over here.
Right?
Oh, to where?
I don't know. Is there? Can I see anything further this way? With my dark vision? Towards
This
me?
way?
Yeah, towards me. Towards me, the eye, and
towards
physically.
you, the player.
Like
this
these?
way.
Oh, this way, yeah.
This looks like a solid wall, and then this corner ascends up into the north.
Like I can climb it?
Nope, this actually looks like a cut channel. This was manufactured, you can tell. And this is solid wall up to ceiling. You can't get over this at all. This is
Okay, so
impenetrable.
stonework that like someone had built
it's
this.
impenetrable, yeah. It
Okay.
looks like it's been blasted out and polished and worked.
I'm going to continue to see where.
Yeah, no,
It
we should
defines what this pool-
we should get an idea of what we're dealing with in this cavern.
I agree.
As maybe this ladder will be our escape route. We'll need to know what's down here.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, like check
Well,
out.
I just want to what's the perimeter of this pool?
The perimeter of this pool, you can't quite see the edge. It goes further on. If you climb up on here, you might get a slightly better vantage.
Very well. I shall do that.
Okay. Okay, well, let's push this back a little bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna head down and head over to.
You can safely
Start-
push it like 3 that way.
Yeah, I'm gonna start
There?
wading
Yeah.
towards
Yeah,
where
push this
Fawn
one
went.
up to reveal these 2 levels of grid. And it continues on in deep water, but you can kind of make out the edge here fine.
Mm-hmm.
That seems to grade into soft soil, but you can't quite make it out from where you're standing. And you're now out of Saloon's light, so you're relying strictly on your dark vision.
Right, yeah.
There's absolutely no light in here. It is pitch black, so even your dark vision is
Right,
somewhat
yeah.
obscured.
Can I wade in a little bit to lend some more light?
You can do whatever you want.
I'm going to do that. Wading.
Make a again no you feel the soil is
You
soft
drown.
under your feet, and you get up to about chest height. And if you were to go any further, you'd be treading water.
Okay, I'm gonna stop.
Mm-hmm.
I'm holding my symbol up for as much light maximization.
Appreciate it, Tamasin. Thank
Yeah,
you.
I'm gonna head
So
over.
let's push
to
this
join
back
him.
2 grids. We can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you move me over to join Fine? I'm gonna start heading that way.
Okay.
Splash, 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 splash.
Fine. Make a perception check,
Yep.
please.
So,
Is this
just lots more water.
okay? Perception. 14.
14.
Wood instruments don't do
You
well.
see, as you're scanning the lines of this pool, this natural pool that's been created, you see somewhere around this area, it seems to be lapping against itself. Like there's something there, like some kind of other pathway that it takes as it crashes, laps against itself and folds in and out over itself.
It appears there's some. I share that with the group, I realize that it's deep water in the middle there.
Yes, yeah. So you can get to about here until you're treading water, and then you're gonna have to swim.
All right, I will continue to walk the perimeter of the shallower end of the pool.
As you exit this cliffside, you drop back into the water. It's just about mid-chest height, not quite up to your chest. And we'll push this back. We can reveal this fog. Yeah, about 3 blocks. It's still a little bit obscured. Yeah, until about there. And there you can start to make out now the cliffside that seems to have at one point dumped into this water body.
Okay, I'll continue to feel my way around.
Okay.
See if there's anything else of interest.
Okay. Are you working around the cliff, or are you jumping up?
No, I'm just... oh, you know what? Yeah, let's just jump up.
Okay, let's move this back a couple blocks. Let's give him 3 blocks here. As you jump up onto this ledge of the cliff here.
Yeah.
Boy.
Right,
Make an acrobatics check for me, please.
19.
Okay, you stumble a little bit as the soil is loose and it gives way under your foot, but you definitely avoid it. You just kind of look back at the party, point at it, say, it's a little loose. Just be careful.
It seems there's another path over on this end.
That's how I like it.
Your voice resonates throughout the cavern and echoes. It seems like what you're looking at now that you can see it is you can see this is obviously manufactured. This is man-made. This is as well. The rest of it is natural and cavernesque. It looks very unfinished.
So,
All right, yeah.
So where we're heading?
are we staying down here?
Sorry, I forgot, and this is out of character for Merkesh, but Ranquess says, did we search the bodies?
I think they disintegrated and
I
drowned.
mean, the ones I didn't burn, did we search
I
them?
think
They're all below the water
Yes.
right now.
I think we're leaving them there.
I believe his urge for treasure would outweigh his uncomfortability with having his robes wet.
Okay, make an investigation check.
So he's going to wade in and start.
Sure.
That is a 19 on investigation.
Okay. He manages to find parts of the bodies, like follow down to the claws where they haven't fallen into the deep part of the water.
I know.
But it's make another one. This should be a disadvantage because you're searching under the water.
That would be 13.
Okay. And he manages to scoop up a couple of handfuls of coin around where the bodies were. He wants to continue searching. But that's about the best he can do. And he manages to grab maybe 30 or 40 copper coins.
Good, satisfied. They're
See,
frogs.
I'm fairly certain while the rest of us explore the cavern, Ranquess would be busy trying to root through the muck for them.
As you see Ranquess kind of flustering in the water and diving in and coming up and
Shaking
and
my head
No
at
one's
him.
even questioning it.
filtering like silt through his fingers and looking for baubles, Gollum style. And Merkesh continues, Flying continues to move on here. You're staying there, Flying?
Yeah, I don't want to go too far
Okay.
away from the group. I just want to sort of.
So let's drop this back a little bit towards you, and you can start to see now what looks like rubble and some debris to the north of you. What's everybody else doing? Drin is going to follow up, stay close to Merkesh.
I'm going to keep waiting sort of along the shallows here.
Okay, Drin stays close to you, and he'll wait for you to get up there, but he's making his way up here. Ranquess
Just so
is
the light's
sifting
coming.
through silt and water, searching desperately for any remnants
Sorry,
of
but Chambers
his
would be really
own
disappointed with me
his
if I
own
didn't do
damage. Johnny, you sitting tight.
I am not getting into the water until we have a clear, decisive idea of where we're going.
Okay. Now Saloon's light is illuminating this quite well. You guys cannot really see Ranquess, and he's having trouble making out anything under the water now with no real illumination.
He's frustrated,
It's dark
and he
here.
joins.
I
everybody
put
else.
I go just my hand on his shoulder, and I get one of my gold coins, and I go, here. And I give him
Johnny
I
gives
put
Ranquess a
gently in
gold
his
coin.
hand a gold coin in his hand.
I feel like he would take it.
Ranquess takes your wallet.
Yeah. Give him one more investigation check with advantage while everybody's kind of moving up.
I will take that off my gold.
Disadvantage, I mean, not advantage.
Okay, disadvantage.
Yeah.
That's a 5.
Okay, and he just gets frustrated pulling up handfuls of wet clay and decides to move on. Or whatever he decides to
Where's he
do.
going? Is Ranquess following us?
Okay,
Temporary Ranquess?
now what? Still, you see the glistening wet walls shimmering with the illuminance of Saloon's blessing coming from your holy symbol. You hear the soft lapping of these waves moving naturally in and against
I'm
themselves.
gonna hop back in and finish the circuit.
Okay. So you begin to walk along the cliffside, feeling it as you go, and where you found this area here, this lapping, you can see there's a little bit of an overhang where this water channels in underneath, but there's only about 3 to 5 feet of clearance. You're gonna have to go if you want to explore it further. Looks like it goes into further darkness, but you'll have to kind of swim through under the tunnel. It's like a tiny tunnel that it's created.
Oh, it's tiny.
I have a clearing here. I could use some light. Tamasin, how does that work for you?
Well, I could just get a little closer, and I could pass it off to you if you give me a moment.
Very well.
Splash, 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 splash.
Okay. As Saloon's light now begins to fill your vision and give you a little bit of a better vantage, you see now this is a rough. It becomes very echo-esque because you put your head just in to kind of see through. You can hear the waves, the ripples of the water lapping off the sides of the tunnel, and you can kind of almost see through. It does clear into another chamber. You can't see much beyond that, but you can tread water through and keep your head above water if you tried. But there's only enough room for one of you to get through at a time.
I'm gonna go, if you don't mind.
Yeah?
Because I could take more of a beating if something's in there.
If you feel so. Go ahead.
I'm gonna dive off of that platform straight across the middle and swim across.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh,
It's okay. I'm
Front
prone while I'm
crawl towards
swimming.
Agrees to take the lead, and you kind of gauge the area of this tunnel. It forms a small, rough rock archway as you trepidatiously look over your shoulder and then move in towards the tunnel. You hear your own voice. You hear all the sounds rebounding off this small area back into your ears, and it goes forward for about 10, 15 feet, a little further back, and move Merkesh over here. And now Saloon's light is just spilling from behind you, creating your own shadow, making it difficult to see, but your dark vision kicks in, and you can make out a small chamber here, and a small shoreline-like area where more silt has built up, and gives you, and now it rises up to about 5 foot depth. Once you get through here, it's like barely knee height. The echoes really rebound off the wall here. And furthermore, in the back of this, you see a small pile of various equipment. As the small tendrils of Saloon's light creep through the tunnel, they glint off metal and some kind of other refraction. And that's when you notice a chest sitting in the midst of this
Unfortunately, we
debris.
don't know. Unless you should.
I approach the chest. Is it closed?
It is closed.
I'm going to, using my sword, try to gauge whether or not it's locked by trying to pry it open. With my,
Wait,
like, you know,
how far is this
is it?
chest?
Does it seem to open?
Oh, no,
is there
no,
like a
it's
latch?
just at the back.
Or-
It's in the.
is there a
tower.
lock? How about
Yeah,
is there
it's
a
just
lock?
drawn
First
on.
question.
Right.
There we go.
As you... Is it locked? Is it locked? Sorry, bear with me a second.
Is it
That's a
locked?
song I just
you want
wrote
a
about
song?
whether or not it's locked.
Is it locked?
Damn it, Chyna! I could have used some lock picking inspiration.
Okay.
DM inspiration.
As you reach your
FYI.
sword forward, slowly as it moves through the air, closer to the chest, closer to the lock, just to see if... sorry, there is no lock. It's just a latch. But towards the lid to flip it open,
It's a goddamn mimic.
roll initiative.
God damn it!
Oh,
No!
That's a natural 20. My initiative's 23.
Okay. Funny, that's the same initiative you had last round.
No, I rolled a
makes it
natural
easier
20
for
last
me.
time.
Everybody else roll initiative as well.
Oh.
As you hear
Which one of you should guys shout
coming
out
from the
roll?
tunnel, it resonates out, and you hear this
That's better.
this snarling sound coming
So
from the tunnel.
mimics look like treasure
Yes,
chests because
yes.
that's how they evolved to look.
Oh yes.
Yes.
And it's like, why do we still make treasure chests that fucking look like that?
What's your passive perception?
My passive perception is 14.
Okay. Without any warning, this thing lashes out at you as from the chest pops open and this purple, writhing, fleshy mass whips out towards you. That's a natural 20.
Goddamn purple fleshy masses.
No.
There's
There's a lot of noise in there. Are you okay?
11.
To all the rest of us.
For
were-
14 damage.
Ouch! That hurts like a lot.
As it whips around you, you feel a sting, and this wicked welt begins to rise from your bare arm underneath your armor as the rest of you clue into what happened. Everybody roll initiative. Are we good?
did that, yes.
Everybody's got numbers?
Initiative.
Good.
Initiative.
Give me, with the exception of Merkesh, who I already have, give me 20 to 25, please.
20.
20?
Would you roll this time?
Nice.
Oh.
I am so angry right now.
Did you roll for
Fine.
Ranquess?
I haven't rolled for no T yet, but no T, that's terrible. That's a 2.
Is it okay?
With his dex bonus is 3.
Okay, 15 to 19?
Yeah, I rolled a 15.
Chyna. 10 to 14. 10 to 14? 5 to 9?
What I said?
9.
I rolled a 15. I said.
I got you.
Yeah, but you looked at
I'm
me,
asking
so I was
everybody else.
confused.
What was it, sorry?
9.
9?
Yeah.
3 for no T.
I was so confused. You looked at my face.
3 for no T.
Yeah.
Alright.
That just hit me for 14
Yeah.
damage.
Yeah.
And that was a crit. It wasn't that bad.
Ow.
Alright, Merkesh, lead us into combat now, fully aware of what you're facing. It ain't just an
Oh, I can roll
chest.
natural 20s on initiative, but watch this.
Bring on the ones, Wheaton.
Yeah, pretty much. Dude, I've rolled like 9 ones tonight.
Let's
Swear to
do
God.
it. Let's break it.
Taking your record down, Whedon. The rapier, natural 20!
Hey!
Can we get some chat hype for Merkesh? Not rolling a 1.
And that is 13 points of piercing damage with my rapier.
Let's put this on the board because I don't actually have a mimic.
Oh, okay.
So face to face. Sorry, you rolled what for damage?
13 points of damage.
13 points of piercing damage. Oh, I was hoping that it might be resistant for that.
You hear him? So.
I can't find my pencil, so he doesn't take any damage. Sorry, say that again. How much? 13?
13 points.
I'm good. I'm good.
Okay, I got 3 pencils here for you.
Oh, you're awesome. Thank you.
And now-
Overachiever.
The offhand attack with my short sword
I forgot you're in 3 front. Yep, go ahead.
is a natural 1.
There it is.
Bounce out. 20 followed by a 1. So the rapier digs deep into this amorphous body. Almost, it seems like it's piercing through the chest formation into this fleshy mass, and you whip it out, pulling with it a black glob, but the short sword comes wide over the top as it shifts its form and dodges completely.
Action surge!
And he pulls his action surge as you steel yourself, refusing to give in.
I will use the other
Follow up with your
20-sided die I
rapier.
own.
Alright.
Natural 20! What is going on?
Another 20? 20
Bravo.
to 1 to 20. Alright, hit this thing hard. Let's do it.
What the shit?
Chad Hud, natural.
Who do you think you are, Vadakar?
That is
Sorry,
8,
is
3,
that joke?
11 points of piercing damage.
Another
with the
11
rapier.
points of piercing damage. All
I
right.
did 13
You
first
did
time.
13 first time.
13 and then 11.
Yeah, that's how you guys. I got the maths
Hey,
right.
I wish I could move the
All right,
camera.
as the
like
rapier
20,
comes up
21.
again, you distract this mimic as it flobs and changes its form, but your rapier comes up again and flop towards the ceiling as you slice a nice chunk out of it, and that brings us to Tamasin. You now hear obvious commotion coming
Yep.
from the chamber.
I'm gonna go through there.
Okay, difficult terrain through the water.
Yeah. Ooh, slogging through the way out to
Okay.
So that's
So
half my.
what's your
That's
Three
half
squares,
my-
yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
3 squares, so you can make it just inside the tunnel.
Can I see anything?
Like,
I still have my light.
Now as Tamasin comes through, you see this glow come through the tunnel as the familiar warm light of Saloon bathes this alcove in bright white light, and you now see exactly what's happening in the chamber. And that takes us to
It's a bonus
Chyna.
action. It's all good.
All right. Well, I can't see what's
You do-
happening
yeah,
at
okay.
all, so I'm
You just
going
rolled a
to.
20.
I did. I just
Pause.
was like, oh.
Can I
Right.
healing word as a bonus action before we move on?
Yes, you can. Yeah, you have. It's range, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Do
what
it.
is the range?
60 feet.
Yes, you can do it. Yeah.
Or 7.
Nice. Not only does Saloon's light fill the chamber, but you suddenly feel a warmth of Saloon's embrace fill and fuel your body for 8 hit points of damage,
Tamasin.
Thank you.
sending you back into the fray. Chyna.
All right. I'm like, I think there's bad things happening, and I'm really far away. So I'm going to at least try to move towards the sounds. Can I
I
dash?
can't believe this.
You can dash. Are you going to try to
Was
swim
that
right
the
across?
this, that? What's going on?
That'd be difficult for me.
It's all going to be difficult terrain in the water.
So that's only half then?
Yeah.
Yes, but if you're dashing, so basically you're 25,
So
right?
it'd be 25 then.
So it'd be 25, yeah.
Alright, let's do that. So
So you're going, that's 5.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
Sure. Okay.
And I'm like, I'll be there soon.
As you hear Chyna, something's happening, and she splashes through the water as she tries to make her way to you to help out, and that brings us to Faerun.
Yes. I will also.
It's like a snorkel.
Dash is considered a full action.
It is, yeah, it would be your action.
Like singing. Yes.
But I still have a lot of action.
Come
Rough
sail
terrain is
away.
half.
Who's hitting? Is that the dog hitting the camera?
She's right here.
Oh no, it's me. Sorry.
All right.
Damn it!
Sorry,
Okay.
Sorry,
Oh,
stream.
God, Merkesh.
Bad, Merkesh. Go to bed.
Go to bed!
So, are you dashing or are you using a regular?
No, because I still want to attack when I get it.
Misha's not here.
But I have
And
45.
you've got 45.
Yeah,
Misha.
so that's
So that's well,
10?
yeah, it's gonna be
Merkesh is
20.
sleeping with
It's gonna be
all of us.
20.
yeah. So
He's definitely sleeping
5,
with Chyna.
10,
I slept on the floor. As you
15. I can move through.
I do
That's
recall
difficult, but it's already difficult
Tam's
terrain, so you can
remembers
move
and
through there, but
respects
it's
that.
already difficult.
Okay. Well, let's just say I'm there then.
You'll be one square ahead of her. You can't
Oh.
end in her space.
Right.
Yeah, there you go. Okay,
Okay.
fine.
This is great.
So I
I'm really far away.
still ranged because I'm not close. I'm just gonna chuck a dart.
Okay.
Dart.
I even think it's such a small
For
camera, I can't
11.
cast.
All right, that is a hit.
Oh.
Sorry, is it just 11? Sorry.
11 to hit. Yeah.
That's a miss. Sorry. As you hear the backups coming down, you see a dart fly over your shoulder, but it ricochets off a stone on the wall in the light, and that brings us to
This is Chyna.
the mimic's turn now. The mimic.
Come sail away. Come
What's
sail
happening?
away.
The mimic comes adjacent to you,
Yeah.
and its fleshy tendrils begin to reach out and wrap around you to grapple you, and it makes a pot attack again that comes out for 19.
19 hits.
And that is
Maybe some higher on my class.
7 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And you feel the tendrils, these sticky tendrils, begin to wrap around you and pull your arms to your sides as you're grappled.
No save. I can't make an athletics to try and
On your turn.
on my turn. Balls. I'm not doing that. I gotta stab
Actually,
it.
no, you know what? You're right. It's with disadvantage. Sorry. Go ahead. Acrobatics or athletics, an escape check. No, you're right because it's a contest. So go ahead and do it.
Acrobatics at disadvantage.
Yep. If that's what you choose, yeah. Acrobatics.
I choose acrobatics over athletics.
Yeah, I figured.
9 times out of 10. And that I rolled 2 2s.
Oh.
So that's a 2. So you.
That's 7.
So same effect. You
7
feel this
is
thing
mine.
reel you in as your arms come tight to your sides and you can't move. That brings us to Drin, who is going to. Drin dives into the water as well, despite his injuries,
You
and,
would get your mana
and begins to
back, and then
swim deftly through. And he's going to stop there. He's going to use his dash to get through. And then he's going to use his cunning action to dash again.
So he's getting through here?
Yeah, he's going to come through here, and short sword comes out, dagger comes out, and he's going to make an attempt at the mimic.
Oh, come on,
His
Drin.
eyes go wide with the realization of what's happening. And that's a hit. Drin's short sword comes arcing through the dark, through a saloon's luminescence in this lit
saloon.
cavern, and deals 6 damage.
No T's too far to offer fire support without hitting everyone else.
He's far, far away.
He would still do it though.
And his dagger comes up. Oh, actually,
But we're
that's
not
sorry. You get sneak attack too. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, teach you to be adjacent to me, mimic.
And his dagger comes up, follows up after, but cuts like a chunk out of one of these tendrils, flies off into the air, and immediately grows back. Ranquess.
Half
So, did we
movement.
just say grow back?
He's going to make his way. He's going to go around.
seemingly
this
no
side.
effect.
This side, like
He's gonna wait.
so, not straight through. He's going to go across this side and come this way.
Okay.
So with his movement, it's going to get him to there.
Is he dashing or is he? Standing?
He'll use his dash.
Okay.
That gets me to there.
Yeah. Okay.
While he's there, do I reel anything else?
What's that?
While he's there, do I reveal anything else?
Yes, actually. This seems to be a running stream. Pull this back just a couple of squares because he doesn't really have... That's it.
Okay.
He sees this cascading little tributary there.
Okay.
And that brings us to Merkesh, back to the top of initiative.
Here come those natural 20s.
Hope so.
Use this die.
You are grappled, however.
I am grappled.
And
So
I believe you're restrained as well.
Your
Does
face
that okay? So that means my movement's reduced to 0.
Yeah.
It's on here. It's right here. It's on your DM screen.
Yeah, that's an old. That's 4th E though.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
4E.
my bad. I did not bring mine today.
Jeez.
And I need to check Mimic to make sure that you are restrained. Sorry, bear with me a quick second.
Cool. I'm gonna look up the whole grappling restraint thing because I need to get away from this thing.
That's cheap.
Hey, who? Dead minis that I can do diving bolt because I know.
Nope, just grappled. Okay, just grappled.
So it's hanging on. I can still
Not
attack.
restrained. Yeah.
Okay,
Effectively
so
just movement 0.
okay, so you can go ahead and hang on to me. I'm gonna stab crap out of you, Mimic. Yeah. So here comes the first attack with the rapier.
Oh wow! Yeah, there it is.
Natural 20.
Are you
Let's do it.
serious?
Nice.
Oh my god.
Alright.
I am
You are
Loki,
rough.
god of chaos. Okay, so with that natural 20 with the first hit, that does 17 points of piercing damage.
Okay. As the rapier digs deep again and slashes another chunk out of this evil being. What was the total, sorry?
17 points of slashing, piercing damage.
Jeez, the guys.
Is it still moving, or am I making an offhand
It's
attack?
still good. It's still good. Yeah.
Offhand attack. Now it'll be a 1. A natural 1!
Yeah.
Alright. As you can't quite get the
20s and 1s all night. That's it.
You can't quite get the offhand.
Just
free.
crits.
That's hilarious.
Constant crits. This
Yeah.
isn't fit. And
Okay, it's a dog. I'm like, what the hell?
it's my leg.
I was like, really 20?
long.
I thought it was 20.
Oh.
I was like, alright,
I
bro.
think I'll be a little more subtle.
Just make sure you don't go this way.
I'll give you a lift all the way home tonight. What? Sorry?
What?
Okay.
Candle, where's
Is that the price? All right.
Are you using
One of
this?
them burned. No, I'm done. One of them burned out.
Okay, so that was my action and my bonus action. I am done.
You're off. Offhand misses completely, but you did take a nice chunk out of it, and that brings us to Tamasin. As this thing is now flailing these purple-black tendrils wildly in the air,
Yeah, your bonus.
and the lid of the chest snapping. You see teeth forming around it.
Okay, I'm gonna sacred flame him.
Okay.
Because I'm looking at two
Dex
weapons
save.
here. Right, that's a attack action.
It's a 15.
Yeah, that does it.
Makes
You
its
already
deck
have
save as this
I
arc
don't think it does. It's not half damage.
Because you
cascades around the room. I think it just negates
Yeah.
damage, right? Cascades around the room and
It would actually be
fizzles
less.
in the air. Do you have movement?
Yeah, I'll move slightly
With the monkey one.
in
What you
and
could do
over
is
here.
use your key points.
Okay.
Use your
Moving to a slightly better advantage. That brings us to Chyna.
I'm still coming!
Are you dashing?
I'm gonna dash.
So that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
That's it.
That's it. That's your full movement.
And I-
You're almost at the tunnel.
Almost there. I'm gonna do
Okay,
something
fine.
really helpful.
All right. So I'll swing around to engage.
That's crazy.
Yeah. 1, 2.
10 natural ones to me.
Natural 20. Oh wait, no, sorry.
Oh my god, guys!
The 20 still stands, but it's
I
not my
quit.
first action. The attack is 17.
Okay,
With
that's
the,
a hit. That's
the
a hit.
quarterstaff. All right. Quarterstaff 1d6 plus.
The red oak flies through the air as the quarterstaff comes down hard
For
on
5
this
points?
fleshy mass for 5 points of damage.
Yes. The unarmed strike is a natural 20.
Okay, nice.
Which is 4d4 twice, and then
So
you
it's
just have
2d4 plus your mod. Yeah.
Perfect. For 2, 5, 8 points. Damn! Cacao!
Use your key points.
Huh?
Now this, you see the ship, the form of this thing shift and shimmer,
Okay.
and it drops its object form and it now becomes this purple mass that's just globulous.
And I summon some key points.
Okay.
For
Yeah.
power!
Yeah.
For
Key
a flurry
points
of
on it.
blows. A flurry of blows.
Flurry of blows,
Yes.
right? And that gives you
I
one
believe
more
one
unarmed
unarmed
attack, right? Okay. Go ahead and make an attack.
Unarmed is this.
What a waste of key points. That was a 1.
A 1?
Yeah.
Alright, gotcha. As you rather you just center yourself again and you take an attack stance, ready for a follow-up.
Dude, you caught it.
The mimic now.
The 20s and 1s, you caught it.
Yeah.
The mimic now
Contagious.
wheels around, and you see Fine. It begins to shape its form a little bit higher, turns its attention towards you in light of the damage that you just did, and it's the center opens up into this great maw, and the teeth form around in a circle as it bites towards you with a 9.
That's
And you
amazing.
just managed, as you recenter yourself, you just managed to dodge left as these teeth just form around you and reshape into something else. And that brings it to Drin. Comes up with his short sword. And for Drin, that is a hit.
I'm so happy Drin's with us. I can't wait to hang out with this guy.
Yeah, he's so
6 damage.
He's got to teach me that disappearing in the shadow stuff, though. That's pretty cool.
And just as Drin lets out a blood-curdling yell, it comes up from the darkness with his short sword, slicing deep into this globulous purple mess, high into the air, spilling its whatever material it's made of high against the wall, and it drops down flush to the ground
Oh, snap.
and stops moving in this black, purple, gooey
Get rid of it.
gore.
You're almost there.
I'm coming!
Thus ending combat as the cavern falls silent once again. You take stock and look around, and you almost hear this sizzling sound as this gooey mess just begins to merge with the soil, spattering a little bit over the other debris in the cavern, but now it's pretty well lit in here. And you can see glints of metal and gems sitting on the ground around where this chest once stood. A little bit dirty, no more worse for wear. Some of this grime from this being resting on the surface of the items.
What happened? Someone tell me what happened!
Basically, I came in here and found a treasure chest, and it jumped me.
So now I'm just wet and didn't get to do anything. Awesome. Great.
Was that sort of been your entire interaction with Garrick?
Inspiration! No.
Wow. I see.
Times it's like, what? I said nothing.
Can we do like a really quick gather of any gems or coins or weapons?
Sure.
Real quick before Ranquess gets there?
As you look,
Well, yeah, because we're right there.
as you look among the, well, let's move them up. But let's say while they're on their way, you hear the sloshing of the water coming behind you. As the rest of your companions join you in the alcove. As you sift through the debris, there's a lot of garbage that looks like it's been accumulated. Some odd baubles that don't really look terribly impressive. But amongst the rebel, you do find maybe a total of about 16 silver pieces as you're picking through. Some of them are coins and some of them are chips that look like coins. You toss them away and you keep the silver. 16 silver pieces. You find 2 vials. 2 fairly sizable vials with a nice bulbous bottom with a pink cloudy liquid.
That we recognize?
You recognize. It's a greater volume. It looks like a more pure color red throughout
Super
this
healing.
suspension. 2 vials matching that description, and you see sticking out from under the purple gore, there's a small wooden case. It looks like a cigar, almost like a cigar case. As you lift it up, it's got a screw top.
Yeah, let's check that out.
Yeah.
Open it up, and a small rolled parchment falls out.
So cold and wet.
Well, I'm attempting to unfurl it.
Yes.
Break it apart.
Yes.
Okay. I will leave it whole until my
It
hands
is.
are dry.
It appears to be runes, or runic language that you don't understand.
Okay.
It's patterned. Sure. Anybody else taking a look? Anybody else see it?
Yeah.
No T, as he's made his way into the room and saw that scroll thing, he'd be like, yeah, let me take a look at that.
Okay. So punt it over. Merkesh or Ranquess takes a look. Doesn't seem to make sense to me.
I would like to take a look
Passes
too,
it to you. German.
I've also.
I know German!
No, not this character. Passes it to
Not this
Tamasin.
dialect.
And as it reaches your hand, you recall Saloon's teaching, and it's reading in familiarity in the cursive, familiar lines in the script, and you realize that this is a scripture that will allow you to cast a fairly powerful spell to rejuvenate anyone nearby you.
Oh, I so
It's a
need.
scroll. It's a scroll of prayer of healing.
Well, we save it for a bit.
Excuse me, I just got ravaged by this treasure chest.
Well, I can heal you with my normal
Yeah.
healing.
Okay,
Yeah.
but I'm extraordinarily hurt.
Yeah.
But we also have potions, like tons and tons of potions.
All else is quiet as the water laps against the walls of this cavern.
Yeah, why not?
I certainly give you permission to
I
take a
pop the
potion.
cap on one of my healing potions and I slam it down.
One of your regulars?
Yeah.
Okay, 2d4 plus 2. Remove 1 healing potion from your inventory.
That is 8 health, so that puts me at this much health. That's right, I'm not telling you because you'll kill me.
Might kill you anyway.
Yeah.
I'm still short 10 health. I'm going to drink another healing potion.
Wait, why don't you let the
Okay,
cleric
yeah, heal me. Yeah,
some
let's go.
healing
Do the
action?
thing.
Yeah,
heal me.
yeah.
Touch
I
me.
will
Make him
heal
ask you
you.
nicely.
Touch me. I want to feel
Okay.
your healing.
Oh wait, no. Well, yeah, I'll cure wounds on you.
I'll
It does
recover
more. There's
these guys.
Cure wounds is D6. Yeah. No. Sorry.
A mimic.
Oh,
Thank
really?
you. Thank you. Thank you.
How?
Viewer feedback. That was
Oh.
your mimic, folks.
11.
Merkesh, 11.
You're
You're
full.
full.
If it wasn't for all the goddamn 20s that they roll, that may have been a challenging fight.
Meg rolled max.
Now we're even for that time I let you die 17 times, but I
Yes.
saved
Still hurt some people.
Yes. And, you know, even though I carried you around for like a day and a half, but we're fine.
Well, yes.
Okay, we're good.
I mean, you also saved me. All right,
We're-
I might
we're-
owe you several more times.
No, we're even.
And he let you have the bed.
And I will let you have the bed next time.
I haven't forgotten that you let me have the bed.
Speaking of
Who
which,
is
it's
that
been a
fourth
long
room?
day. You've pushed through deep into evening, and you're still pretty good energy-wise, but there's no
Yeah,
real
you said.
benchmark or judge of time in here, but you can feel based on your travel that it's probably pushing into probably close towards midnight. In our time, it would be about 11, 12.
So would now be a good time for us, based on the fact that Drin is pretty banged up? We take a short rest here.
Short rest would not put. Yeah, that's like 4
A
hours.
short rest would enable us as players to spend hit die to regain health
Yeah.
if necessary, and would also, you know, put my second wind and action surge back into action.
Sure.
I think that would be.
Any 1 hour abilities you regain? So are you taking a short rest here?
Yes, we'll take a short rest here.
So you hunker down, and you still have the light
how long is the short rest?
from
1
Saloon's
hour.
luminescence. 1 hour.
Okay, that's not enough for.
Bathing yourselves in the glow of
Like
Saloon's light in this alcove as you take a short rest, relatively uneventful, just marked by the sounds of dripping water and otherwise this eerie silence out in the caverns. Drin is also going to use a herder.
Long rest. Okay, so all Ranquess stuff is long rest. Okay.
Yeah, okay, good.
All of Ranquess is long rest, right?
Yeah.
So he's down what?
He's down
2,
one first
and
level
1.
and 1 second level.
So what does he have left?
He has 1 second level and 2, I think,
And
2 first levels.
firsts? Okay. And he's down 1 sorcerer.
And he's down 1 sorcerer point, so he
Out of-
still has
out of 3.
2 sorcerer
Second
points
level,
remaining. Yeah.
2 first level.
Alright, good stuff. Okay.
Actually, I had 2 unarmed attacks.
Goes by
Before we
from your
closed.
unarmed.
Yeah, that's okay.
It's 2 extra.
It's 2 extra attacks.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, that's 4 attacks in 1 round.
Oh no, sorry.
He
It was
lets
credit.
you an extra.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's- yeah.
Because it's 1 and then 2 total. 2
Correct.
unarmed total.
Yeah.
Right? Gotcha.
The reason I only said 1 because you already did the.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay. An hour goes by relatively uneventful, pushing you deeper into the night, but you're otherwise well rested, a little bit more refreshed. Time wise?
Oh yeah, I'm good to love.
Sure. All right. We'll push a little bit later tonight. There might be other shows that are happening. I don't know on the internets, but usually it's just previews at the beginning, right? Just intro previews and,
At
and
least
announcements
20
at the
minutes
beginning.
of previews and
So I said we'll go for at least
announcements.
another 20, 30 minutes because this is getting pretty good. We're getting beefy. So we're going to keep going, guys. Love for you to stick around. We'll see what other secrets this cavern below Hillsfar provides. And so far, you were able to deftly make your way into this cavern. Seemingly, as far as you can tell, not really drawing any otherwise or unwanted attention to yourselves. So, here you are holed up in this alcove. Now what?
Now there was that path that we discovered earlier.
Was there also not that ladder that Merkesh discovered?
Yes. So we.
Well, there was the cliffs over on the right. So we'll do the ladder thing last. It's a good idea though. So let's go check over there because invariably those bullywugs and lizard men thing
They came from somewhere.
they must have a lair somewhere. It's probably over there.
Might be underwater.
Amphibious, not.
I do have one more potion of water breathing if I wanted to go check it out, but I don't think that'd be worth
you
it.
should waste that here.
I would hang on to it.
Okay. So
Ranquess, didn't you say there was like a waterfall or something like that? What was that?
As I was coming by, I did see kind of a cascade of water, it looked like, feeding from somewhere.
From somewhere. Okay. But a small or like a full-on runoff?
You can hear it. It's just like a soft kind of, like a babbling, but it seems to be coming from this area.
Nothing major enough for a medium-sized person to fit through?
You can fit through there pretty easily.
Oh, well. I want to check all the nooks.
Sure. As you make your way out, rough terrain notwithstanding, you come over here and now you can push this back a little bit. You see this kind of running, babbling look. It looks like a cascade across 2 levels. And now in the cavern of this hallway that you see, this rough, natural walk through, you hear running water now, like and then it stops and you feel a rush of water come towards you as it splashes up against you, filters into this pool, creates ripples around, and then settles once again. But now there's a very distinct sewage smell, and I'm gonna get you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Ew.
Hey, wading in the poop.
Yeah.
Which means we've all been swimming in diluted poop for the last little while.
So that's
Oh, yes.
14?
Okay. You pull your cloth from your robes up around your mouth. Oh, this hideous stench as you back away, almost not from the rush of the water, but from the sheer weight of this awful smell as this water waves
Taste
around
it.
you, and it's
Smells so
thick
bad.
and it's sludgy, and it spills into the pond as the water seems to drift back into just a babble, like a tributary, a light flow.
Well,
Yes.
that was discovered. Okay.
Don't go that way.
Yes. Everyone, that's the poop sheet. So,
Alright, well.
save that for your lovely times. Alright.
I'll write a song about it.
So
Yeah.
then,
Beyond, you
we
can
would-
see
we
it
would all head over
ends
there.
there, but you can't see much beyond that
Shit,
with your dark vision.
shoes.
You see it pulling.
I
You can
expected
pull that
that
all the
with
way out,
Huawei.
actually, yeah.
Of course.
There you go. Yeah.
Just that?
Yeah, just that. There you go. So it seems to leave on and just end in this blackness, but you can see that the water's starting to run and then slow, and that's about it.
Alright, yeah.
But you do see now that the man-made stonework continues from here upward.
It's a vagina path.
Good. Excellent.
One scene.
no.
Vagina. Okay.
Sorry, I meant Gina.
Mhm.
Gina.
Previously
You
on
can't
a
see its
charisma check. Anyway,
So, alright, nothing that way.
You
So
spend a
then
couple of hours contemplating how the cavern looks
We-
like a vagina.
we all
and
go.
Then,
We would all go over to the other side. I mean, that's
Yes.
alright.
Do we have to come back
To
out?
what side?
Yes, we do.
over to the other embankment.
So-
He climbed up on
You're
the
going
second
this
time.
way?
That's
Okay.
right.
Yes.
Alright.
We're all going that way.
Alright, as you walk over this way,
Yes.
you feel a draft, an odd, almost like an eerie breeze pulling into this area, and to your right as you walk by, push this back just a couple of blocks, you see this debris, this falling rock
up there
area.
then, yes.
Yeah, pull this back down a little bit. No,
Oh,
the other way.
there,
Yeah.
cover it up. There you go. We're not there yet. You see this collapsed, caved-in area, and you see underneath it there are broken bones, there are old tools. That's about, without getting closer, that's kind of what you see on the ground there. And this rock collapsed area has been almost completely enclosed this excavation that seemed to be happening here.
Oh.
As you look a little bit more closely, you can see that they're way too archaic to really determine what type of bones they are, but you can gather that they're probably not human. They're small, and the tools around are old, seem like old mining tools. There's a rough work pick, there's a caliper, and just some other shards of metal that are underneath this cascade of rock and debris.
So not digging like a mine kind of stuff, more like an excavation.
Well, the caliper may have been used. Well, roll an investigation check.
Natural 20.
Okay. So suddenly you
There are lots of those.
suddenly you start to recall that these ancient tools mirror images that you studied in your time researching and learning about ancient myth Draenor culture. And it looks like these are used, the caliper looks like something that an engineer would use to gauge structural integrity, but the other tools are definitely mining tools. There's an old pick, and you see like a metal bowl that looks like it could have been worn as either a helmet or some kind of plating to protect early miners. Beyond that, the other thing that you can tell is that it is archaic. We're talking probably millennia old, way predating the structure of any of this that you've seen. Far too modern to be part of the same era.
Is that the direction the cold wind is heading in? Towards the
It just seems to be like whistling through in this area. Yeah. Just every now and then the odd.
Go. Can we investigate?
Can I keep the calipers?
Calipers? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
gonna hold on to that.
Sure.
It's like an artifact.
Archaic,
Yeah.
archaic elvish calipers.
Ooh, nice.
you have
We
to write
see
it
any-
down.
Can we
and
go
I
take a
can
look
spell
at? Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Make a medicine check for me.
Medicine check? It's like a 22.
22? Okay. As you lean down and you kind of employ whatever little bits of information you can grasp from the anatomy of these bones, you see that there are nicks in them, and almost they were obviously crushed by this cave-in, but you see bones sticking through the other side, and between you can see something beyond. So there's something beyond this cave-in, but the bones that are sticking out through the other side, as you can see, they've started to decay from the back forward, almost like something is eroding them. It's almost like they're just decaying naturally from the back forward for some reason.
Something's peculiar about behind here. Whoever was killed here was killed by the cave-in, but they're not decaying in a natural way. It's uneven.
Even.
So is it like
As though whatever's hitting from behind is decaying it faster than whatever's hitting it from the front. I don't know if that means that there's something poisonous coming through or some kind of natural erosion, but they're decaying faster from behind than they are.
So this cave-in that's blocking this thing, is it large rocks? Like we could take the pick and like move them to
Large
see what...
boulders. The pick is decrepit enough that it probably wouldn't do you any good here. You'd have to brute
There is
force
certainly something behind here.
But is it something that we want to uncover if it's making something decay faster?
But I can't tell.
Yeah.
So that ladder
It could just be the wind breaking it down.
and making something decay
Based on your
faster.
20, not likely.
If we're coming back this way again on our exit, I would like to make sure that there's nothing that could surprise us.
So
Well,
you want
something
to
through
check?
here is not right.
But-
Would you like further investigation?
I
She
think
rolled a
perhaps
20.
before we go further into that, we maybe look at the rest of the cave to see what's there before we unleash any
Okay, so how about
thing we can't handle.
the rest of you guys go, like,
Further?
explore it a little bit further, and I will begin to start moving the rocks. Hopefully they're lighter than bags of flour, because bags of flour did not work out that one time.
Oh yeah. That first time.
That first time.
That you couldn't lift it.
So can we move anything? We're moving forward.
Moving forward, beyond
We're going
Did you
this
hear
way.
it?
taking a pass on that one.
They are. I'm gonna try digging. I'm gonna try
Merkesh
digging
is
up
going to
rocks.
see if he can get
Try
anything
digging
clear
up the
here.
rocks.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we're all moving forward a bit.
So Merkesh, these are pretty big boulders.
I'll roll a natural 20. I'm
Make
afraid.
an athletics check for me.
That is a 13.
Okay, your first couple are pretty rough, but you feel like you can probably clear the debris enough to get through in about 20-30 minutes.
Okay, so I'm gonna keep digging at it
You
while
start
everyone
working
continues
on that. The rest of you start to make your way down here, and let's pull this back. Now, as your symbol illuminates this quite well, you can actually take those.
Take them all.
those off.
Yeah.
Bork.
There you go.
Yes.
Now you see these branches kind of working off. The stonework ends here. It looks very unfinished. And you can get rid of this guy too. And they seem to branch off into all different directions into the darkness. And this, it gives way, the stonework, the fine crafted stonework, gives way to this soft soil, this unfinished but excavated tunnel work. This one you can see ends about here. This one seems to go a little bit further, but then the darkness takes over. You can't see beyond that There's another one up here. The rest of them seem to continue into darkness.
So there are some short and some long tunnels.
So having escaped these tunnels, I'm using a different voice to signify that I'm Ranquess.
Okay.
Were these the tunnels we used to escape before?
The stonework. Roll a history check for Ranquess.
He would roll 11 plus 2, 13.
The stonework that you've seen kind of looks familiar, looks uniform, but he has no recollection of these other structures or anything like it.
Do I recognize any of these?
And his memory is so far gone and was so sensitive in his youth that he's not really sure where in the city you might be. Fine, roll a history check.
2.
Okay. You can't recall anything down here either. You've never seen anything like this, but now that he's kind of considering it, and Ranquess mentions that the stonework looks familiar, you do recall that this looks like Hillsfar architecture on the stonework, but everything beyond that does not, like the tools that you saw, does not look like anything that they've used, that you've ever seen used. It's way too old, and now as you consider these calipers a little bit more closely, there's no way that that's anything recent. You've never seen or heard of this level of the excavation. But it does look like it was unfinished.
Alright. Ranquess, Merkesh, any progress?
I'm working on it.
Alright, let me
You
help
guys
you.
could help, you know.
A cold air rushes by you as you're starting to dig like a
Mine's
small
helping
passageway
now.
through this cavern.
Like cold
Plan
as in
with a strong
supernaturally cold? Like my hackles stand up and
It's
it's
hard to tell. Maybe it's just a sense. Maybe it's just the air around here.
Banshee ambush! What? No.
Maybe it's the fact that a chest just nearly killed you.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, so at this point, a treasure chest jumped me. I trust nothing.
So as you continue to let's pull this one back towards me. There you go.
Here,
So
shine
this
some
this
light.
final you uncover a final channel that goes a little bit further. Are you going down these paths?
Possibly.
Okay.
Sure.
Admiral Akbar has not popped up yet.
As you make your way up
Yeah,
through
yeah.
each channel, these two end about 20 feet beyond that.
Alright.
This one continues to go for some time, but also comes to an abrupt end. You get the sense that these were excavations that were in progress, but again, were never really finished.
No way out that way, folks.
But yeah, so it looks like as you get closer to the long one, the soil becomes a little bit more soft, but it ends in like a soft soil wall.
So, looks like there's no way out that way. All of those come to a dead end eventually. Whoever was working on them didn't finish.
All 4 of them?
All 4 of them. So, if we're going out via that ladder or via whatever's through
you're
this
helping me
room
move
item.
rocks.
Yeah. Okay.
He was helping me move rocks after I
Okay.
gave the party shit.
Okay.
As you were saying that,
Yeah.
I was saying the same.
Yeah.
We'll
So
play it back.
it'll cut down the last 10 minutes. So say Spawn comes over and helps you remove some of the debris and rubble, and you manage to make a causeway that you can comfortably get through.
Be about to die.
So as I moved these rocks, it got colder.
It's just cold wind that's been kind of rushing into this
Maybe
tunnel and
it's
light.
from
Is
the
there an
outside.
aroma on this
Well,
other
if-
than myself?
If the other 4 tunnels are all dead
Smell
ends,
fire.
that would mean
Smell it.
logically dictating that the air must be going this way. Okay, good. No, let's move these rocks. Let's do this.
Okay, you managed to clear a path that you can get through. As you push down, this tunnel becomes
you guys
a little
going?
bit more polished.
Yeah,
Yep.
he's first, I'm second.
And your dark vision gives you a little bit of a sense into here, and now you find, strangely enough, this crafted stairwell. Just a few steps that rise about 5 feet up.
I remove one of my swords from its
Okay.
scabbard, and I am going to creep forward in a very sneaky manner.
Okay.
Okay, using my stealth.
Yeah, okay.
Uh,
So roll a stealth check.
Would you like some assistance?
No, that is an 11.
Okay. As you hug the walls and try to stay to any amount of shadow, which isn't too easy. There's no light really emanating from here at all. Drin follows behind you, and he's just, okay, I guess we're doing this now. And you feel him come up behind you. He just lightly puts a hand on your shoulder to let you know that he's there. He's making a little bit more noise
Okay,
than you would
wait,
prefer.
Wait, I'm in there. I'm not getting left behind this time if things are
All right.
happening.
Chyna kind of squirms her way up. You can move anywhere in here you want.
Great, I'll be in between Drin and Fine.
You're small.
Alright, and
Okay,
I'm
so
going to come up behind
I'm
because
moving to the
if
stairwell-
anyone
the
dies,
stairs?
I would like to
Okay.
be close.
And you said he was behind me?
Ranquess goes back to the loot and tries to find the rest of the copper in the bottom of the pool. No, okay. All right. So Ranquess is bringing up the rear in this case?
Ranquess is guarding the rear, yeah.
Okay. All right, and let's pull this back. And as you crest into this podium, the stairs lead up, and now the air is thick, fine. You definitely start to get the scent of copper oxidized, this old stale copper. Almost you can taste it in the back of your mouth as you enter and move up to this podium as you get closer. And what you see here is a large stone structure, and oddly, it's a fountain that's feeding itself. And you hear now the splashing of this fountain. Even in the darkness, you can really only make out the black and white tones of your dark vision. But as Tamasin comes closer, it begins to illuminate, and it shows you the fountain spewing the dark crimson familiar blood. And just the mist kind of permeating the air. As this fountain continues to feed itself.
Fountain of blood.
There's a fountain of blood, as best you can
That's a
tell.
blood fountain.
And that smell, maybe.
Is this something that...
Rust?
It's blood. It's
No,
blood.
copper's blood.
Copper smell is blood.
That's
Yes.
blood.
Okay.
Very strong.
So I
don't
look
know
over
that
at
my character probably should know
Tamasin
that.
and I'm like, this is more your kind of thing, right?
Yes, I would like to go investigate this, please.
Okay. As Tamasin makes her way to
no,
the
it's
front of the
fountain of
line to double check it.
I'm not squeamish. I'm just curious.
It looks like blood. Strangely enough, it's feeding on itself.
Can I tell what kind of blood?
You also see what kind of blood?
Yeah.
Not at the moment.
Okay.
It just looks old and it looks like it's cycling somehow. But behind that, you see two large stone carved statues of old elvish warriors, and you remember this because you've seen them in a chamber long in your past. These are reliefs of ancient Myth-Draenorian alkalites with their hoods up, and there is a large iron chain that extends from the fountain into the chest cavity of each statue as they stand there stoically overlooking this ancient and odd fountain. Roll, because you're the first to be investigating, roll an Arcana check or a religion check.
Really? 11.
It's an 11.
Yeah.
There's something definitely unsettling, something definitely uneasy about it. It's not Myth Draenor in the sense of the protection that came with, the stoicism and the prestige of ancient Myth Draenor culture. This looks like a perversion of that, and it's very odd to be finding it here, deep within the bowels of Hillsfar. It doesn't look like architecture that's come from anything else anywhere that you've seen. This looks like it's standalone.
So this isn't a shade thing.
I don't know what this is. I've never seen anything like this.
The blood continues to swirl in the spill out of the fountain.
No.
So the blood in the fountain is like spewing upwards?
It looks like it's recycling
the fountain
itself.
has like a pedestal that flows over and back down into the basin.
The
and
blood's
it
not
swirls.
fresh. It's old. It's recycling and spewing, and then again.
So is there like a pool somewhere where there could possibly be something inside of? These chains, you mentioned chains.
How do you, as you're searching around the pool in the basin, fine, presumably you are as well, both of you make an investigation check.
Please be careful. I don't like this at all.
I'm a little weary as well.
Investigation, that's a 13.
Sonic, go to
11.
bed. Go to bed.
An 11 and a 13.
Yeah.
11, 13.
11.
13, 11.
Merkesh, as you're watching Fine work his way around the basin, you trace your finger along the sides too, and you see some runes. Just like a language that looks familiar to you, but different. It might be, there are cursive and tones that look almost elvish, but they're not, and your connection to your elvish heritage is a little bit
Thin.
further along
Very
than,
thin.
than most, but you recognize some of the cursive.
Okay, so I call over our resident pointy ear here.
The full elf comes
The
over.
full elf. I'm like,
The only
I found
true elf.
I found these ruins, and I'll admit, I can't read Elvish for shit. I can speak it fluently, I think.
Roll a history check. Fine.
19.
Okay. You trace this and you're like, this is definitely elvish, but it's old elvish. nonetheless, you can make out parts of the word and almost form a phrase that says, it's something as best you can gather. The words you can put together is "runneth the blood of our ancestors" in old ancient Elvish.
That's still weird.
Well, that's okay.
did
I
it
mean,
say?
okay,
Sorry,
it's
what did it say
it might be a fountain of blood, but elves, generally speaking, they're not bad guys.
Do elves usually drain the blood of their ancestors and pump it into a fountain?
The cool ones do.
Are drows not also a type of elf? Do they not also write in Elvish?
Yeah, but they're all right.
So could that... If a fountain of blood doesn't seem very typical, nice, lovely Elvish, like Elventree Elvish. It seems more like deep, evil drow,
It seems
Darkness.
wrong, but I don't know why.
and we are underground.
Well, if it's blood of the ancestors, I'm an elf-ish.
Does anyone have an empty vial? Maybe we can collect a sample.
You
take it
just
back
drank
to
2
the
health
council
potions. Did you keep the bottles?
Of course not.
For the love of God, Merkesh, what are you good for? I'm kidding. Killing things. That's what you're good for.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, now the fountain has there's some depth to it.
Like a
Presumably.
I'm going to roll up one of my sleeves, and I'm going to
Please be careful.
reach into the fountain
Oh, God.
and try and see what I can find
There's
around.
also
It
decaying
feels
bodies.
almost slimy and thick around your arm as it runs
What?
and splashes over up on your elbow. You just steel yourself against the urge to retch
Stale blood
and
is
feel
really
around the
gross.
bottom. The bottom is slick and caked as though this blood that's been
It's
settling
like
here in this
coagulating.
architecture is also archaic.
It's disgusting.
It's like a buildup of thick, slimy blood, and as you pull your hand out,
Can I feel where the chains go
dripping.
to?
What's that?
The chains coming out of the. Can I feel
The
where
chains
they?
don't go
Yes.
into the basin. They seem to be attached to the side of this fountain.
Okay.
And as you run in, you lift your hand out, and the fingertips are thick with a cake of this greasy old blood, and the blood that's left on your forearm takes a while to slide off as you kind of flick it to the ground. That's disgusting.
Oh, for the love of
Roll a
God!
Constitution saving
This
throw.
is why you don't get the bed.
That is a 13.
Okay, you see Merkesh lick the blood, and he just kind of looks at you. He grimaces a little bit, but he takes the thick, coppery, oxidized
Like
iron.
sometimes you're
I'm not
really,
full of ancient elven energy that makes me OP.
No, you just say
sometimes
dirty
you're
old
really,
blood.
really a
Yes.
stand-up fellow, and then other times there is just something wrong in your
I'm telling
brain.
Misha, you licked dirty fountain blood off your fingers.
I'll tell Garrick what you did.
What did I do?
I'll make something up.
He won't believe you. He won't believe you.
Okay, so
He doesn't like you.
so then there's nothing inside the fountain.
So where the
So-
chains join with the guys, can I go take a closer look at that to see if they go?
Sure, roll an investigation check.
It's definitely blood. It's definitely disgusting blood.
It's high. It's like 21.
Okay, the two chains are very,
Carry back.
they're solidly grafted to the side of the fountain, and they're taut, they're not loose, they lead into a cavity in the chest of each stone, and you see the hands are almost around the bottom, like so.
Did they seem to go through that? Like,
Seems to go into them, yeah. And if you work your way around the statues, they're almost grafted into the wall. You don't see anything beyond that.
I don't.
It's like a
Something
slot
about
that
these
they're inserted
bother
into.
me. The chains are anchored to something, but I can't see what. Inside the statues, I don't know if they move, if they're
Just
ornamental. I don't know.
Right then, so time to go then, right?
There's got to be a switch.
For the
That's the ice
fountains.
maker.
No, I'm saying there's got to be a switch. A switch, a lever, a device. There's something we got to push. There's
Can we
something that's
look
got to happen.
around, all of us?
I'm going to take one of my water skins.
Take some
and
time to
I'm going
investigate
to
further.
take some of this ancient.
Okay. Damn it, because I was just looking to what's in my explorer's pack, and I was gonna use.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
I was also
Sorry.
thinking that, but I have
It was
nice
your
fresh
idea.
water in
Yeah,
my
yeah.
water
Do that.
skin, so I'm not
Save your
doing
So
water.
actually, it was his thought and.
Okay. That was what he was
I already
doing.
got my hand covered in the
A
shit.
prelude to fine
Yeah.
sampling. All right, so you're
I just want to collect a sample,
Okay.
and
so
maybe
you're
just
dumping out the water that's
Bothers
in it.
me.
unless someone else has a vessel I can use instead.
I have nothing. I'm sorry.
I have my water skin, which I'm
Very
keeping my
well. I'm
nice
sure
clean,
no one's
happy
gonna pour the water
You can
away
take
from
mine.
me.
You can take mine.
Very well.
Take mine. I'm fine.
They'll sell it to you
Okay,
later.
so I think you're right that it's got to be something about the statues. So I think we should focus our attention on the statues and try and see if the eyes on the
I
statue
just
are they
don't
gems
I
or
don't
jewels by
understand why
chance?
these are here. It
They're
bothers me.
solid stone.
Again, Perhaps we should just leave them.
I would actually tend to agree with Chyna.
Oh, for once
I'm
in my
fine.
life. For once
I
in
don't
my
know.
life.
This isn't actually we're wasting time when
It's
we should
true. We should be trying to find a way out of here.
Be, yes. There doesn't seem to be
But
any way
please
to
don't
harm.
forget that this is here.
No.
Okay, on the way out, as we're all deciding to leave, I go last, and I'm like stupid elven fountain, and I kick one of the statues on my way out.
Okay.
I disrespect the shit out of this fountain of blood. We're moving on.
Roll an attack. You don't have any trouble kicking it.
That's a natural 20.
Okay. Roll 2d4. Frustrated,
that is
you
max
see-
damage.
Frustrated, Merkesh just winds up and wails his foot on the stone and does how much damage?
8 points of damage.
To yourself. As you slam your boot hard into the stone, it responds in stoic. The stoic statue just unmoving, but you definitely hurt the fuck out of your foot.
That feel good.
This fountain deserved every.
You see Merkesh kind of limping
I'm
his
not
way out.
doing that. I'm just not.
So I
Merkesh
follow
limps out of
behind
the
everyone
cache.
else and limp out of it.
All right.
Now, above the fountain, like, was the ceiling like 10, 20 feet high?
It was about 7 feet high, probably just over the top of the tallest party member's head, and otherwise pretty well enclosed. So the cavern itself is the space it is, which is what? It's probably about 15 by
Yeah.
15 loosely, and then about 7 to 8 feet tall.
Did anyone try
It's this.
speaking to the fountain?
It's this.
On my road, not.
Yeah, kind of like
This,
kinda like
it's
area,
this.
exactly.
It's this
Okay, but-
living room
But
area.
But
would be
before
almost the
before we
same.
actually leave this thing, did anyone try talking to it?
Nobody spoke to the fountain.
Hey, Elvish, you speak Elvish.
thought-
If I speak Elvish, I'm gonna mispronounce things and like say wrong
Are you
words.
going back? Are we not left yet? Then.
He's kind of out. Merkesh is still dwelling on the fountain.
Yeah. Well, he was the last to leave, so
Throwing out
There's
suggestions.
something going on over there.
I just wanted to make sure that
You
there was
said-
no one in there.
You said there was
For our
something decaying the wrong way from where the fountain's coming from.
For the blood.
And someone had collapsed this thing specifically to keep it in there.
True.
Oh, to keep it in.
So there's-
Or to be
accidental?
something else.
We don't know that. There could have just been a collapse. Like it is underground, rocks fall. It
Or
could
it
have just
caused the
collapsed
collapse.
in. Or
I'm giving this fountain the dirtiest of looks.
Roll an attack. No. You
if
hurt your eyes
something is
for 4
wanting to
damage.
close something in there, like we've done in previous times when we've closed things in so it can't get out, things that would kill us very badly, we didn't then be like, hey, let's go back in and open it up again. No, we close it and we leave it.
I hate
and
her trying to make sense, but she's making sense.
Okay, so
Thank
then
you.
I on the way out, I'm like, Ranquess, burn it, and then we go.
I would not go that far.
Okay, I don't think that's fair because you're in charge of both of those people right
No,
now.
I'm just.
Yeah, I would. Let's
Okay.
keep it to attacks and combat, things like that we know you would do. I don't know if you would burn this down. It's like an ancient elven relic.
Okay.
We don't know
Um,
what it is. We don't want to disrespect it in case it's a shrine that might.
Well,
kill
let's
us.
say if he was using anything other than like a first or second level spell slot to do it, then he'd just be wailing. fire
Okay.
motes
No,
up.
he'd be throwing. He'd throw firebolts, which wouldn't do
We're
it.
Yeah.
leaving.
So scorch marks, nothing else.
Back in the water.
So begrudgingly, Merkesh joins the popular vote.
Do you want a gold coin
And,
too?
but you do, in the back of your mind, you keep.
I'm
you
not
take
letting this
stock
go.
of the
Are we
location.
getting down
You
here?
don't let many things
Um,
go.
I'm not letting this fountain go. I'm gonna
we
figure
heading
it
this
out.
Alright.
I believe the ladder
Yes.
was our last
Yeah.
route.
Scoot.
Well, there is the top of that poo fountain.
Actually, I would like to mention to Ranquess that
Why?
I believe there is a lot of treasure at the end of the poop.
Roll a persuasion check.
For the love of God! I'm Irish now.
That is a 13.
And he rolls an 8 natural, so I don't know. Well,
What do you think there, Ranquess? You wanna go wading through some
At
poop?
the end of what?
Can we
At the
stop
end of the
waiting
poop?
At the end of the poop
The
chute.
poop tunnel?
Yeah,
you know what we can
through,
do
through the
later?
vagina.
Yes. Why do you think there's treasure at the end of the poop tunnel?
I get a feeling.
Alright, honestly, boys,
for
do you know what we can do later?
Yes.
We
Okay,
can
alright, let's go check out the ladder.
Alright, you make your way over
Please
to
God,
this
go up
ladder. The ladder ascends upwards into darkness. You feel a little bit of a draft coming through every now and then. It just whirs in and swirls and then is gone again as the ladder ascends up into the unknown.
Great.
Alright.
I'm going up first because I want to get out of here.
It's an old iron ladder and it's bolted to the wall, so it's pretty secure as Chyna takes
I'm a
point,
follower in case she
fed
dies.
up with kicking around, and begins to climb up. Pause. You emerge.
You aren't there yet, Strin. But he
into
will-
darkness
he will.
again, but shortly behind comes the glow that follows Tamasin,
Excellent.
bathing this new level in
Yes, we could be
Saloon's
about
light.
to die. It happened.
No, I'm just like.
So Tamasin's behind. Let's push this way a little bit.
Whoa! Sorry.
There we go, right about there.
Completely forgot that was happening.
Seems to exit into a small channel.
All right.
A small hallway. It's about 5 feet wide. It's about 7 or 8 feet high.
Okay.
Narrow chamber.
I'm gonna go forward a little bit. Just tell him, oh, there's a little hallway, and go up to here and kind of see what I can see.
I will follow her.
Okay.
Avec
As
mon
you
light.
push forward,
Strain.
move this way a little bit. Ever so
I love
slightly.
that we're sending the bard
Okay.
first.
And
I'm
Just tired of
fed
being-
up.
move
You're like, I
this,
missed
just move
everything.
this one like diagonally down a little bit. There you go. So as you kind of round the corner, you see,
This.
yep, you see the hallway continues down this way.
All right. Excellent. Follow me. I feel good about this.
Okay.
Oh boy.
I go this.
John is suddenly large and in
Last
charge,
words.
starts heading down.
Are you following?
Oh, I'm following.
Is Drin following?
So you guys don't know? The DM
Now you
just
hear-
rolled behind the screen.
Oh, I heard it.
Roll a,
It
roll a,
happened.
oh sorry, what's your passive perception?
11.
Mine's 13.
You hear shuffling and scratching and the odd squeaking sounds.
Stopping.
Yeah. So the scratching and squeaking could just be a mouse.
As
Is
you
it
trace
ever
your
just
hand
a
along the
mouse?
side just to keep your
Honestly.
bearings, the slick, cold stone.
never
now
a
this is
mouse.
formed stone.
Now I have 60 foot dark vision too. Does that not help me
Sorry?
see further? With 60 feet dark vision, does that not help me see further?
Yep. Yes, in the illumination of Saloon's light will. Let me pull this one back like so. As this kind of branches off this way.
Yep.
Derp, derp, derp.
Derp, derp, derp.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna
Your
move up a
access
little
levels.
bit closer here and see if I can
Okay.
see anything around the corners. Bum, 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 bum. Everyone's up.
Seems to come to a dead end.
All right.
Move this one, just a little bit. Yeah, well, that's gonna happen, I guess. And it kind of curves around into this maze-like.
I pretend I didn't see that.
All right. I'll be like, so there's a lot of hallways, and a lot of rooms, not dead ends.
Okay, so you're a bard. So you're of the College of Lore, right?
Yes.
You're a lore bard.
I am.
You go left. It's a rule. You would know this.
I don't know about that.
You go left. Everyone knows.
Does one way smell nicer than the other?
No, it all smells like
Does anything
stale
smell like
water
alcohol? No.
and the odd waft of pure septic sewage.
Oh, lovely. Just that's what I like.
So we're gonna run a little bit of that long.
Can I tell which way the sounds are coming from?
They seem to be echoing, now where you are at kind of a crossroads in this labyrinth, they seem to be echoing around the walls. It's difficult to really get a sense of where
All right.
it's coming from. But now as you come in here, you see that the walls are smooth, a little bit slick with condensation and moisture. It's cold stone.
Yes.
And the floors are clean polished. You're good till 11, you said?
Yep.
Floors are clean and polished.
All right. I'm gonna cast minor. Will that work? Minor
You just said
illusion
the
of
floors are
just a
clean and
little.
polished.
I want to just cast an illusion of like a little animal walking in the hallway. See if anything.
It has to be an object.
Okay.
You can't create an illusion of.
Well,
like,
then I
an animal.
cast a minor illusion of a big
Hit by a mimic.
roast turkey
Okay. On the floor.
on a plate,
Okay.
right in there.
You see Chyna start to wave
I
her
hear
hands and
animals,
speak
maybe
low.
they're hungry.
And you see the
Let's
shimmering
see what it
image of
is.
like a hot roast turkey appear on the floor. Appear on the floor. Are you looking at chat?
I did happen to glance
You're
at
not
it.
supposed to do that.
That was funny.
No hints, chat. And I mean, yes, I saw that too, but no hints.
Well,
just in case, no
He's eating a
hints.
banana, but he's like doing it all sneaky, and someone's like, I saw that sneaky banana. Which could be the name of the episode.
I saw that.
That's
sneaky
another
banana.
episode.
Charisma check.
That one involves Garrett.
Sneaky banana.
Sneaky banana.
And after a while,
Yes.
it sits there, looks like it's steaming. There's no smell or anything, it's just a visual. Nothing, and just kind of shimmers there.
So from the back of the line, Ranquess, what's going on up there?
All right, I step out here. I'm gonna step out here.
Okay.
gonna keep following because we're shifting.
Anyone?
this line.
No information's coming
No,
in the
you'll
back of the
follow
line
this.
here.
What's your passive perception?
11.
11. Okay.
Mine's still
You hear now squeaking coming from the hallway down to your right, and you turn to see a small, moving, some motion seems to be coming towards you, and then you see fur and squeaking and gnashing of teeth. Everybody roll initiative.
That's my best initiative yet.
Okay, so this one is Merkesh. Last
Okay.
two combats, I've gotten a natural 20 on initiative. Okay, that time didn't happen. And that's no team. Okay.
I also got a dece.
That's not bad.
No, yeah, as I said, that's my best initiative yet.
This is not a pig, it's a rat, and this is a rat. Each of these represents a small swarm, a writhing
Where are
blob
they?
of furry masses. These swarms of rats, one comes towards you straight down this way where your turkey was,
Yeah.
and the other one comes around the corner here.
Yeah? Oh, here.
Yeah. No, right here.
That's warm.
Circling Chyna. Circling Gina, rather.
Oh god.
And they're gonna
Two
get a surprise
swarms.
attack.
2 rat swarms.
Oh, really? Am I surprised I heard them?
Remember
You're
when I
not
asked what your
Eleanor.
passive perception was?
Yes.
Oh no, sorry, theirs failed. Yes, you did see them
Yes.
coming. No surprise round, my bad. No, it's because they failed their stealth. As these rats begin to swarm around you in volume. Okay. All right, let's see some initiative.
Yes.
Two. So rat and pig. Rat 1 and pig 1. Who is 25? 20 to 25.
Oh.
Nice,
Why?
nice one.
Nicely done.
Oh, good. You're close up there. So that's
Yes, I am close.
You
to
are
that.
what?
20.
20? 20 even? 10. Who's 15 to 19?
16 no teeth.
Okay. Ranquess.
Way in the back.
Not 5 to 9.
Yes, I.
Oh, sorry, 10
What?
to 10 to 15.
Yeah.
13.
11.
13 as well.
Okay. Roll off, guys. And you're 11.
11.
9.
18.
Okay. So it's Fine and then me. And then Giant.
Fine, Merkesh.
And then. Oh, yeah, Drin
And then
is here.
Chyna. Okay. And Drin rolls a.
I think it's really funny that Jonah's like, I want to go in front! And then that's when the bad guys jump on her.
Oh, there's rats all the time in the
five.
pod.
Is that everybody? Chyna, Merkesh, Fine,
Lots of
Ranquess,
rats.
Tamasin, and Drin.
Yes.
Okay. Combat ensues. Tamasin, lead us off.
Yo.
As these swarms now start to circle around your heels, they're large for even average rats, and they come up. They start to assault your ankles, your calves. They're high enough to get almost just below the knee.
Ouch. That's really unfortunate for everybody involved. I'm so unarmed. It's great.
I don't want to dex save them.
One trick pony!
No. Quiet, Fizz. I'm going to guiding bolt into pig rats.
All right.
Pig
Guiding bolt
rats.
into pig rats.
Guiding bolt it's a range check.
Die, pig rats!
That's a 14.
That's a hit.
Yep. And that is it's lots. It's 4d6.
Damn.
Someone d6 me.
And that
Oh,
is
there you go.
radiant.
New one.
Radiant
Radiant
damage.
damage. And
Nice.
then the next attack made on them is at advantage because the rats are blended.
From you or for anyone?
For anybody.
Okay.
4, 8, 9, 15.
Okay.
Plus my spell
Sorry,
DC.
that's the worst one.
Yeah, 15. It's alright. It's so
As Tamasin reaches around quickly and commands the light of saloon and blasts these arcs go flying through, coursing through the swarm of rats as they disperse. You hear the screeching, this high-pitched wail as they disperse, and this blast just blows through them as they seem disheveled now and they're scurrying around. And that brings us to Drin. Drin's not really sure what to do. He pulls out his short sword and he starts swatting at the ground. As his oh, God,
So
okay.
how does he...
As
Is
his,
he moving,
his
or-
sword cuts through.
Is Drin moving closer?
Yeah, we'll put Drin. In front of
Whoa!
He'll just occupy the space in front of Chyna. As his short sword sweeps through, cleaving an arc through the moving furry mat on the ground. And his dagger, he just kind of jabs down at the ground awkwardly. Oops, that's fine. It's 5 total. Manages to fell some of the rats, sending them aside in bloody spatters. But the swarm kind of reforms and continues forward, and that brings us to Faerun. The swarm looking pretty thin now.
If I have a dart in both hands, is that considered like bonus attack, like double wielding?
It's one dart.
Yeah,
it's
one range attack.
One range attack.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. Since I don't think I can get any closer to any of the rats, I will try to pick them off.
Okay. So you have line of sight on this swarm right now. That's
The big
in front of
swarm?
you.
Dabu tends to throw two
The
axes.
pig rat
Is that-
swarm.
Dabu tends to throw 2 axes. Is that different because he has 2 weapon fighting? or-
Because it's 2 weapon fighting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
They're not projectiles.
11.
From strike weapons.
7 to hit.
11 with the dart.
Yes.
That's a hit.
Perfect.
As you fire a dart into the thick of the swarm,
6 points.
6 points. It just seems to pick off 1, maybe 2, pushing it back.
There's not really much I can do back here.
Did you move forward?
Well, I assumed it's only single file.
Merkesh. Merkesh, over to you.
Can we move by people? Like,
Yeah, you can move through. Oh, I found this out today too. You can move through friendly, but hostile or friendly, it's difficult terrain.
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, because I don't think I have access to anyone there.
Yeah,
This is
very
blocked
thin
here, right?
passageway here.
Yeah. So yeah, I figure I'll attack from range.
Merkesh, what's the call?
Okay, so I am going to fight a horde of rats. What the hell am I gonna do with that? Stab one?
Should have put cheese out instead of a turkey.
Poison cheese.
Hey, remember that time when we said
I have the perfect way to deal with
Line for
rats.
next time. Okay.
I
That was
have
good time.
Oh yeah.
a flask of alchemist's fire.
Yeah. Okay.
So I am going to throw my alchemist's fire at the pig
If you
rats
crit fail this, I'm gonna kill you.
and hopefully not hit all my friends.
Okay, and that's in the PHB.
It's in
Do you have
PHB.
stats on him?
I do.
Okay.
I
What's
do.
the range
The range on alchemist's fire.
/ radius?
I'm right beside that swarm of
That's
rats.
what I'm saying.
It doesn't
If you
have
crit fail this,
range.
he's getting Yumi and Dren.
Yes, it does. Can throw it up to 20 feet.
What's the area of effect then?
Throw it up to 20 feet, make a ranged attack against creature or object, an improvised weapon on a hit. It doesn't say anything about area of effect,
Okay.
which is strange because its sticky adhesive fluid ignites when exposed to air.
Okay.
I was actually hoping for more of a flask of oil Molotov cocktail kind of thing, but it's okay. I'll still throw this.
Okay, go ahead and make a ranged attack. Make you wisely.
That would be with Dex, no? Is it with Dex because it's range?
Those aren't crit fail, this isn't crit.
So that would be a 12.
Yeah, through reduction. So that's a 12.
12.
That's a hit.
And the damage the Alchemist Fire does is 1d4 fire damage at the start of each of its turns. So I don't roll damage.
Oh,
Alright.
So pig rats,
who's
right?
attack?
begins to ignite
Someone
around
should have
this,
had advantage on an attack there somewhere in
I don't think anyone's needed it so
Yeah.
there.
far.
Oh, okay.
He threw darts,
Oh, you're right. Never mind.
but he hit him, so he didn't really need advantage.
Disregard.
But thank you,
Okay.
I did forget.
And I'm going to
So
move
24
forward
per
one
round
square
beginning next
closer
round.
to Tamasin.
Alright. As the fire disperses, splashes against the walls, the rats scurry a little bit, but they manage to find their way through as they stay there facing Chyna.
And there's still some rats
you
around
moved?
fire, right?
Yeah.
I move
And
forward slightly.
That brings
Fire
us to
rat.
Chyna.
All right. Bum 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 bum. Okay. I think, to cast Thunder Wave on this little swarm of rats in front of me. Is that going to hit
If you
Drin?
thunder wave,
You're
it's
gonna
going to hit
Drin
all of your friends.
And
See, you guys
Tamasin.
are dumb for being close to me.
Yeah, we should have let you wander off in the dark by yourself.
Maybe you should have. Maybe you should have.
Next time.
Although, if you were to difficult terrain through it to the other side of it, you could thunder wave and potentially only hit Tamasin.
Would that also ignite
Yes,
a
the no
opportunity attack?
armored cleric.
Moving through.
What's it called?
I guess I'll use my
Because you're not leaving
rapier
it's,
then.
it's threat zone.
Because
Oh, okay.
unless they're just rats. I don't want to waste a second level spell on stupid rats.
Until the rat swarm kills us all.
Well, if people start dying next round, then I'll use my second level spell. All right? I'm just using my rapier on them right now.
So
All
far
right?
they haven't chomped.
So you're making a rat kebab.
Yes.
16.
I got
Good
4!
16.
16 is a hit.
And you already started.
This is
looking,
Pig Swarm?
so that's what it is.
Big swarm.
Okay.
Chyna, I want this one.
With your rapier?
Yes.
Okay.
That's a 9.
Okay.
And then I'm going to dagger attack them.
Okay. Roll an attack.
Short rest, that means I got my shit.
That's 24.
Yes.
I like
That's a
my
hit.
new dice. And that is 1. I do not like my new D4 though. I rolled bronze on both.
D4s are the worst.
Yeah, D4s suck.
They just go.
Okay. You manage. You kind of stick your rapier through. You skewer one or two. Your dagger waves around another, and you just kind of disperse them a little bit more. But the swarm reforms and comes back at you. The other one facing Drin. The remaining rats attack at him, snapping, snarling, you feel squeaking, and just the chattering of the teeth. But Drin manages to deftly kind of dance around them as he pushes back towards you, Chyna, now a little bit surprised that the rat's still coming at him. And the other swarm that's now forming around Chyna,
Pig rats, no!
they start to crawl up on your boots. You kick them off a little bit, and you kind of step back a little bit as they start to climb and try to crawl up on your
Gross.
legs.
Don't like
And that brings us back to top of the round for Tamasin.
Negative.
All right.
You skipped no T.
Oh, I did. I skipped him after Drin.
Ranquess.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, Ranquess. Please go ahead.
Okay, so since I actually have a turn now, no T's gonna come around. Sorry, Ranquess.
Yep.
He's gonna come around the corner and stand there. And being familiar with dealing with rats, he's going to fire bolts of force! Magic missile! Pew, pew, pew!
Okay.
How about a D4?
Yes, you may.
At the pig rats.
At pig rats, okay. All three?
All 3. And they take 3, 4, 5, 6, 9 points of force damage as 3 bolts of force lands into them.
Okay.
Pew, pew, pew!
The scent of burning flesh fills the air as a few of them begin to sizzle, but the swarm forms together and continues strong.
Holy pig swarm.
I figured
And now-
magic missile's the best way to blow them.
Now we are back to Tamasin.
Yeah.
They like 3d6 guiding bolted into the middle of them. Anyways, I'm gonna Sacred Flame Pig Swarm.
Okay.
Dex swarm.
Deck save!
Pig swarm fails.
Yay!
It's an 8 this time.
It's an 8 this time. That's a 1.
Oh!
Is it 8 plus your mod?
I don't.
No.
No, it's just
Alright,
straight.
okay,
Just
just
a cantrip. It's kind of mean.
Fair enough. Yeah, basically like a weapon attack. Okay, and that brings us to Drin. Drin, unsure what to do against, takes another swing at the swarm in front of him with his sword, cleaves through, and finishes the last of these, swiping them with the flat of his blade against the walls, spattering them, smearing them, and ending that particular swarm,
Rat
Hey.
swarm.
ending their advance.
Go away, rat swarm.
Sure, so take that. Thank you.
Pig swarm is
I would just
really
like to
not going
point out
down.
something really
Turns
funny.
around,
I have
puts
not
his
used
hand on
any
Chyna's shoulder, says,
superiority
"You all right?"
at all.
And that'll take
Lovely,
us.
got
That'll
rats
actually
on
take
that
us to
boot.
Oh, it's a double
Ranquess.
fighter.
This is Ranquess's missed turn.
There's a rat!
Ranquess, with his
This is actually
misturn,
his turn.
against the pig rats, he gets a little ball of fire dancing on his palm and throws it at them. Firebolt. For a 14 to hit.
14 is a hit.
And he rolls a d10 damage, and he does 6 points of fire damage.
Okay. As they burn through, cleaving a column through this remaining swarm. And that takes us to Faerun.
What can I see from back here?
What's the craziest pig swarm?
They're still rat pigs,
All right.
and they're in my boots.
Rat pigs.
You can get up there.
They're just rats.
But they are in her boots.
All right. So
But
if
they
I-
are in your boots.
Do I have?
They're starting to gnash at the cloth.
Can I
around your
attack
legs.
from this spot there?
Yes, but
It
they will
goes
be
around
at
the
half cover, so +2 to their AC.
I feel like I can do better from back here than better there than here. I go,
And you have like 35 movement, right?
yeah. 45. Yeah, we'll even with
Okay.
it.
So you're good there. Yep.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
All right. So around the corner. 3,
reach around with the quarterstaff.
The old reach around with
Yeah.
the quarterstaff.
The old
Yeah, you know how it goes.
Do it up. Make it
yeah.
warm. Alright.
Alright, so the quarterstaff does 21 to hit.
Do you always roll the same d20 for quarterstaff and
Yes.
the same d20?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
alright, gotcha. Okay.
Quarterstaff.
What was your attack for quarterstaff?
Quarterstaff is 21.
That's definitely a hit.
Alright, 4. 1d6 plus 4. 8.
Okay, as you sweep low around the corner, your quarterstaff cleaves low, knocking 2 rats off of Chyna's boots. You step
Thank
back
you.
and cleaving the last, almost like a windshield wiper, smashing them against the wall, thus ending combat and cleaning the area of the rat swarms.
Oh my god, that's kill.
How
So
much
that has to
naturally?
be
I mean,
Yeah.
So it
not
might be a
kill.
good moment to call it before we continue on and get attacked by more
Okay.
things.
As you look around, you find, alright, what's, we'll wrap this up shortly then. I think we're almost in a pretty good place to do it. What's the call? What's your next action?
Go left.
Should we check to the
You're
left?
already there. Go left. Come on.
I agree. Yeah.
It looked like a dead end.
The
but
channel
you're-
leads into this,
I'm following.
the smooth stone surface, and the floors are spotless. They're almost glistening. Like they've been wiped clean. Everywhere that you've traversed in this labyrinth type thing.
That's creepy. I don't
And
know
before
why.
you, this comes to a close in a
Can I
dead
pull
end.
this back?
No,
No?
it's a dead end.
Oh, it's a dead end.
So
Oh,
what do you do?
Well, wait,
Sorry,
it's
I'm
too clean
searching.
though.
It's a little too
you're
clean.
taking
That's
what's around.
weird.
Yes.
Okay, I'd say check it out.
Yes.
Check it out, gang. I'm at the back. I can't go over
Okay.
there.
What do
can
you
I
do
hold
to check it out?
Oh.
Can we feel the wall?
Feel the wall. Make an investigation check.
All right.
You checking out as well?
Yes, but I'm trying to figure out what my.
That's an 18.
An 18. Fun. Are you doing the same? You
Yeah,
guys
I'll
are kind of
also
working
take
around
a-
the
yeah.
walls.
Well,
An
if you're
investigation check.
okay, so are you helping her search, or are you
I just
searching?
checked
Yeah,
the wall.
it doesn't really
I
matter
rolled
at
an
this
18.
point.
You
Okay.
can check the floor
Doesn't really
maybe.
matter at this point. So.
Yeah, I
Check
rolled
the
a
floor.
16.
Okay. All right. So you guys begin to run your hands along the wall, kind of church. Yeah, this is an old like dungeon trope. You're starting to feel like maybe you feel a little bit silly, like you've watched too many, flipped through too many picture books about dungeons. But eventually, Chyna, as you're running your finger around the middle, it catches on a raised stone.
Oh.
Interesting. Looks like it's just jutting out a little bit. The perspective makes it difficult to see, but you can definitely feel it with your finger.
I press it.
Doesn't move.
Oh, it doesn't move.
Doesn't move forward.
It just raised out.
Try pulling
Looks
on
like
it.
it's raised out.
Okay. Yes. All right. I pull on it.
Okay.
That's what
As
she said.
you put your fingers
always
nimbly between, like along the side, and you slide it, it does come loose a little bit. As you pull it,
Feels good.
you feel a little like a ratcheting, and the whole of the wall, a seam appears,
Ooh.
and it
It's magical.
slides back on a hinge.
I mean, I've seen
Okay.
magic walls on my journeys before.
There's another one.
No idea what's going on there.
So now what can I
There's
see?
a magic wall, Merkesh.
Now you see this wall that's just dropped back, like on a hinge, and it's just.
Can we?
How'd you do
can
that, Chyna?
Well,
Chyna?
I have the magic touch, obviously.
I've heard that about you.
Can I peek? Can I stealthily just take a
Link
peek
Eric
in
with
or
us.
listen?
Very dark. Your dark vision kind of tunes in, and you can make out shapes. You don't see any movement.
All right.
It's a small room. As the door rolls back on its hinge, you guys see Chyna push this wall forward and open into a
Let me pull that away.
small cubic room. As Saloon's light fills the room, go ahead and remove that final piece of.
Oh, wonderful.
You see this small cube, like this perfectly square room ahead of you.
Can we go
So-
search it?
Yes. Let's just make sure. Take a look around.
Are we all going in the room?
See if it's
There,
safe.
so
But I see
it's
it's
a little
trampoline.
cramped, but there
Soccer
is enough
ball.
room for you guys all to squeeze in.
This might be a good place. It's been a long night of,
sleep.
you know,
Okay.
coming underwater and going through wet, and this might be a good time
I'm
to.
freezing and
I'd
I would
say
like to put on some different
At the
clothes.
time we got into the sewer system, we had said it was around midnight. We spent about maybe half an hour like killing stuff and searching around.
Yeah.
I spent an hour almost digging at rocks,
Yeah.
so it's almost 2
Into the
a.m.
morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, we could long rest if you close the door.
Yes.
But before we do that,
Should we search this
what's in the room?
All right. As you take a look around, you see There's a musty, dank smell in here. It's not clean and polished like the floors outside of.
Undead musty?
No, just like stale fabric.
Okay.
Like musty,
This
mildewy.
not
Against the east wall, there are like a bunk cots. There are 2 bunk cots. They're just
Called it
mesh
top
cots.
Damn it!
There
Also,
is
you're on the floor this
there's a
time.
small foot locker in the room as
I'm like
well.
trying to get up on it.
And there's a small low shelving unit that seems stuffed with old dusty scrolls and a couple of tomes that are set in the shelving
Yeah, I look
unit
through
as
those.
well. Sure.
Do the scrolls and stuff seem to be dusty, or are they maintained, as in they've been used?
They're well kept, but they're dusty. There's like a thin layer of dust over everything.
So
in this
they've
room.
maybe been used, but not lately.
And the footlocker, is it closed?
It is closed.
I rage and attack the footlocker.
Seriously?
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Okay. I was gonna do it.
Remember how you broke your foot that one time? Mm-hmm. Is there anything interesting on the Book of Tomes and things?
So what are you all doing in this room to search? You're looking through the tomes.
I am looking
and
through the tomes and
Okay,
scrolls
all right.
and-
The cots have thin like mattresses on top of them. As
John
well.
is apparently climbing.
I've
up
already
the
jumped on the top
Okay.
bed
I
bunk,
John
and
hops
I'm
up on top bunk.
I am lying
I
down.
have my rapier out, and I'm readying an action to attack the footlocker if it fucking moves.
Okay, fair enough. Tamsin, as you're poring over the scrolls, you just kind of pull a couple. There were probably about 100 scrolls and a few large binders and tomes. And as you look through the scrolls, they appear to be ledgers, records, names, races, locations, dating back maybe about 100 years, or over the course of the last 100 years. Roll an investigation check for me.
Like we could use this to blackmail people?
No, more like a ledger.
19.
19? Huh. You recognize Fawn's name a number of times throughout some of these ledgers for a certain period of time.
These are the tunnels!
At the top of each page, like a signatory. And given your investigation roll, you will also recognize names that you've heard Fawn mention. Leerlin, Faerun. But those are the only ones that you recognize offhand.
Faerun,
Yes.
I believe I've possibly found records of your work here.
Really?
Do you recognize these?
Do I recognize
Hands?
these?
Immediately, the memories come flooding back to you, and you remember these old ledgers that you would record when you roll a history check for me. It starts to become clear to you now, and the memories flood in as you know that
17.
this is a safe room that was constructed during your time or throughout your
Safe
time. Is a ready room that was prepared when you were smuggling refugees through and out of Hillsfar, and the names, some of them resonate with you, some of them are too far gone to really remember, but these are lists of people, families, friends that you, in association with Leerlin's network, had helped escape the tyranny of Hillsfar in your time working with her. As you pore over the documents, it really starts to kind of generate and bring back these memories. You know that this is part of that network, but it looks like the area hasn't been used in some time. None of the tomes have been edited or added to in some time. And
Do I recognize the last?
what was your
entry?
investigation? Did you roll an investigation?
17.
17.
Yeah.
And as you go through the tomes, some of the more recent ones, probably in the last 60 to 70 years, you see mention of Ranquess's family, or Ranquess specifically, and some entries about his mother and some help, some assistance that they were receiving through Leland's network as well.
Ranquess, you said you escaped through these tunnels.
It's a long time ago, yeah.
I may have been instrumental in.
Roll a history check with advantage for Ranquess.
Two 17s! So 17!
Ranquess takes a step back, almost floored by the sudden realization that this is familiar to him as well, as some of these flashbacks start coming in. Between you both, as you start to look, you're now drawing a very distinct connection between your history and his. And as he kneels to the floor, something catches his eye. And he reaches under the cot and pulls out a crudely fashioned spoon, fork type item. He just lingers on it for a moment.
Memory spork.
And we'll call it there. As you close the door behind you, the ratcheting click of the door sliding shut seamlessly into the wall, almost creating this vacuum of silence in the safe room, collecting your thoughts, continuing to look through the rest of the room. We'll continue that in the next session. We'll take our long rest here, and then we'll continue in through the sewers of Hillsfar. That will be your first day. You now have, based on Drin's information, 2 whole days and a half day. The end of the half day, which will be the public execution. So you've got 2 full days,
So
and then the day of the
you're
execution.
saying I have time to go check out that blood?
No.
I am not letting that go.
So as our adventurers are holed up in the secret room deep below the underbelly of Hillsfar, the world above them still unsure, unbeknownst to the world above them that they're even there. Fortunately, having eluded any detection so far, and narrowly escaping death in a couple of interesting encounters so far. There's much more to come, so please do come back and check us out next Thursday for Charisma Check. Thanks very much, everybody. We'll put up a
Thanks
quick
for coming,
Q&A,
guys.
and we'll get caught up on chat if you want to stick around. Ask us any questions that you have. But otherwise, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. Thanks so much for the new follows. Welcome to the crew. Hope you enjoy it, and we'll have the replay up. We'll be sharing that out on Monday, so you'll have the VOD and the YouTube edit of this show in case you missed it or you want to catch up on some. Otherwise, that's it for us for Christmas Check. I'm going to stick around in Q&A. Good night from the team, and if you have any questions for me, I will stick around.